No scores. We go to the bottom of the first inning. First inning brought to you by U.S. Park on Middlebelt Road. You book your flight, now reserve your spot. Save at us-park.com. Tigers are now 1-2-3. Now the Astros get ready to face the 33-year-old native of Goochland, Virginia, Justin Verlander.
Well, this is his third start. He's been roughed up so far. First time out was not all bad. 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs. The last time, I'll get to that in a minute.
Altuve, Springer, Correa. Only change in the lineup today. Tucker swapped out for Gaddis. There's a pitch outside. Other way around. Gaddis swapped out for Tucker, the DH, today.
Against Pittsburgh, 4 1/3, 10 hits, 7 earned runs. One game against the Astros last year, no decision, but 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts.
A very unusual start for Justin. Line drive, base hit in the left. Whoa. Fastball into half of the plate, and Altuve ripped it into left field as hard as you can hit a ball on a line.
Lifetime 2-0, 162 ERA against the Astros. He's got to pitch that fastball, just don't throw it. Try to get it over the plate. He knows that as well as anybody.
Today's game brought to you in part by Jeff Glover and Associates Realtors, the official real estate team of the Detroit Tigers. Jim, he just felt like, he said, every batter in that Pittsburgh lineup seemed to be locked in and feeling good. He said, when they're like that, you've got to be on your game, and I wasn't.
Well, that's.
But it really was that way. I mean, there were just not any easy at bats that day.
No.
Against the Pittsburgh Pirates, it was relentless right from the start.
But then it turned around for Tiger pitching. They got tired. They got worn out. The Pirates.
Justin didn't have a breather that entire game against Pittsburgh. Every inning was a struggle. A fastball low and outside, and it was only the second time in his career that he'd thrown at least 100 pitches and didn't last at least 5 innings.
Yeah, remember, he went up as high as 94 in that inning because of all the good swings they had against him.
There's a toss over to first to drive Altuve back. 6 steals already for Jose Altuve in 7 attempts. 38 steals last year, was down from the year before, but he was also caught 13 times. So one thing about Altuve, he's quick, he can steal bases, but he makes a lot of outs on the base paths. Not just stealing, but running the bases. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Well, that surprises me, because he's such a complete player. He must try to make the defense execute.
I mean, he made 19 outs on the bases.
And a lot of times they're executing.
Yeah.
So
19 outs on the bases.
That's a lot.
Not base stealing. 19 times running the bases. 8 times at home plate.
Wow. At home plate.
Nobody else was even close to making that many outs.
What tells you also that he's on base a lot.
Yes, he was.
They got to put a leash on him, though.
Springer at the plate. He takes the pitch inside, and he's got now the good hitters count 2-1. Justin could use an easy inning. Get that good feeling back because he did not have one single easy inning against the Pirates. Another toss over to first.
Well, you know what?
He's got a decent lead. He's back head first each time.
He needs to get that rhythm. Get that. It's all about rhythm, mechanics, coming out of the right keyhole. Not fight it, but just nice, smooth action. Get some good pitches over the plate with good action.
No score, bottom of the first. Swinging a line drive deep down the left field line. Hooking, gone. Hit the foul pole. George Springer absolutely ripped a line drive home run above the 19-foot wall and left. Hit the foul pole. 2-run shot. 2 batters in. Astros lead 2-0.
Well, that was a no-doubter. I mean, there's 3:15 down the line. That Dan said that hit the foul pole, and I think put a big dent in it. It was hit so hard that it would not go foul. Another fastball up in the wheelhouse. Really, just like the pitch that Altuve hit. Only Altuve kept it in the ballpark.
Jim, that's as hard as you will see a ball hit for a home run.
Yeah, that ball, there's a big dent up there where it says chicken.
Usually that ball will hook foul, but like you said, he hit it too hard. That's an impressive blow. Second home run for Springer. Not a good start for Justin after he had an extra long bullpen session after that rough outing Monday. Some tweaks in his mechanics, but he really just felt the off-speed stuff wasn't there.
No.
The secondary pitches. There's a good curveball for a strike to Carlos Correa, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes.
He needs the secondary pitches. Remember, when he was Justin, he had no secondary pitches. They're all number 1. Now they are secondary pitches, really to help that fastball.
Man, 2 fastballs hit out in a hurry. Swinging a soft little line drive foul on a jam job fastball up and in on Carlos Correa. Big point of emphasis for the Tigers ever since the beginning of spring training. Much more so this year than in past years. As Brett Ausmus said, as he took over as manager, what am I going to do to all these guys who have Cy Youngs and all this accomplishment that we're going to change the way they pitch?
No, that's right. Sure words were never spoken.
There's a swing and a miss. There's a good slider away. That's the pitch that he says is the last one usually to come and to click for him, and that was a good one.
Well, remember, with his last outing, first outing, he threw nothing but fastballs and sliders for the first 2 innings. That was good late movement on that one.
A good curveball, good slider, and that at bat, striking out Correa, the number 3 hitter, the dangerous number 3 hitter for the Astros. Brings up Colby Rasmus, 2 for 3 and a walk in the game yesterday. Already 9 walks to go with his 11 for 33 start. There's a swing and a miss. You would think this could be, even with this rough start, Jim, a confidence-building outing for Justin, because this is a swing and miss lineup.
They are, and they have not been hitting very good, except for the first 2 guys.
I mean, Justin got 16 swings and misses in that game in Miami when he struck out 5, but it was a lot of swings and misses. In the game against Pittsburgh, only 5 swings and misses.
And that's what Justin's all about, swing and misses.
1 ball, 1 strike on Colby Rasmus. Left-handed batter against the righty, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. That's a good changeup. Whoa.
Always had a good changeup.
So he's broken out the full repertoire here in the first 4 batters. Maybe not ideal, but
you might have to spot the fastball for a while. I don't think I've ever said that about Justin.
Not very often.
No, man.
2-0 Astros in the bottom of the first. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Good curveball. And that's quite a bounce back to get Correa and Rasmus on strikes after the home run, and both swinging.
That was a yellow hammer. A yellow hammer. That's in big league, the yellow hammer, folks. Ooh. Dropped right off the table.
Line drive single, line drive home run, strikeout, strikeout. And that brings up Tyler White.
Like I said, he's spotting the fastball now.
Righty on righty in this matchup. Good fastball there for a strike on the outside corner. Fastball's been right at 90 so far. He was dialing it up 95. We saw 96, and that start at Comerica didn't make a bit of difference to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
No, it didn't. They were running up to the plate to hit.
They fouled a ton of pitches off. Fly ball left field out the bat of White. Way back in left and gone. No doubter off the bat of Tyler White. Guy not known for his power now has 4 home runs and 35 at-bats. 3-0 Houston.
Well, I said he needs to spot the fastball. That was another fastball. The Altuve single was a fastball. The home run by Springer, a fastball. And now White, that was a fastball also. It was in his wheelhouse, his happy zone. And he did not miss it. Put a buggy whip on that baby.
Astros couldn't possibly be more thrilled with the production of Tyler White. A guy who hit for average, walked more than he struck out in the minor leagues, and hit with some power. Has come up and hit with a lot of power and for average.
Better lights up here.
In his first 12 games.
Pitchers have better control.
Boy, Jim, we haven't seen a start like this for Justin in a while. And I'm talking, the home runs, just jumping off opponents' bats. Yes, Pittsburgh battered him around on Monday, but a first inning like this, 2 home runs, this is really rare.
All on heaters.
And it's right at 90, Jim.
Right at 90. Not much movement until they hit it.
Left-handed batter Tucker at the plate. This guy was a tough out last year. There's a swing and a foul.
He came out of nowhere.
5 for 18 against the Tigers last year, 3 home runs.
I think a pinch hit home run has got to start, if I remember right. I could be wrong, but probably not.
2 of the. If it's minutia, we're going to trust you.
Thank you.
3-0 Houston in the bottom of the first. Here's the 1-2. Fastball up. That was the pitch that he just couldn't get Pittsburgh to chase and or swing and miss at on Monday. Even when he got it up to 95, 96, they were fouling that pitch off over and over and over in 2 strike counts.
Yeah, that's right. Irritating Justin.
Tucker's the DH today. The 2-2. Swing and a pop-up playable on the infield. Castellanos coming in halfway to home on the grass, makes the catch near the line. Tucker is out. Heavy damage in the first. We go to the second inning in Houston. 3-0 Astros on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. By Tigers pitcher today, University of Toledo students will be a little closer to turning their dreams into jobs. $100 is deposited into UT's strikeouts for scholarships account. 2 strikeouts for Justin in the first inning. What a strange first inning.
Boy.
Single, home run, 2 balls that were absolutely smoked. Strikeout on some really nice off-speed stuff. Changeups, sliders, and curveballs. You said spot the fastball from here on out.
He didn't listen to me.
Strike 1 to White was the fastball. Strike 2 was a home run into the left field seats.
Quickly.
And truly, Jim, it's hard to remember a first inning like that. He's been battered around, I know, but,
yeah, but nope, they're
2 home runs like that in the first inning.
Swinging from their heels.
Wow.
Man, that's hate to see that against Justin.
Strike 1 to Victor Martinez. Curveball. Whoa.
That is a pretty good curveball, isn't it?
Jim, that was a perfect pitch, and the home plate umpire, Sam Holbrook, says no, it was not.
It fooled the umpire.
That went shoulder to knees.
It was a yellow hammer. Didn't even get the call.
Man.
Thank goodness.
69-mile-an-hour curveball, 1-1. A little smaller break. Curveball off the plate inside to Victor. Martinez, Castellanos. 2 good starts, as Jim mentioned, for McHugh against the Tigers. Tigers had 9 hits in 7 innings in Detroit. Scored 3, and then just a handful of hits. 4 hits in 7 innings here last year, and just 1 run. It was a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, it's interesting to watch him pitch. He's under control on the mound. It's smooth. He doesn't look like he's trying to overpower you, but the good mechanics are coming to that same keyhole. That's good rhythm.
6'2", 190-pound righty, works first base side of the rubber. Quick step back, arms up over his head, delivers. There's a fly ball to the gap in right center field. On the run is Gomez. He will dive, but he gets by him all the way to the warning track in straightaway center, and Victor will cruise into second with a long double. For many, that might have been a triple, but the Tigers don't want Victor hitting triples.
Right. You know, I thought
he doesn't stop at second.
I think he hit that off the trademark. He did not hit that all that hard.
It wasn't crushed. It was a fly ball on the right side.
Just a fly ball in the gap, and Gomez thinks he can get everything, and he almost came up with it, but really there wasn't that much of a chance. And of course, Springer got out there quickly, and Martinez is in second. Most everybody else would have been on third.
Gomez is playing fairly shallow and toward left center. Gomez was a defensive phenomenon a few years ago in Milwaukee.
Wasn't he?
By the numbers, has not been as good in the last couple of years. Been getting beaten on shallow balls in recent years. So I'm wondering, Jim, if they're positioning him a little more shallow. It seemed like last night and tonight he's been fairly shallow.
Yeah, probably is.
There's a curveball strike on the inside corner to J.D. Martinez. Tigers down 3-0. We're in the top of the second inning. The strike 1. Swinging a ground ball foul down the third base line. Every Tigers double this season. Brought to you by Wallside Windows. You can enter to win a door wall from Wallside at cbsdetroit.com/Wallside. JD off to a good start. 14 for 34. A couple of things stand out. 5 walks. 5 strikeouts. JD's kind of a low walk, or at least a little below average with his walk rate, and high strikeout guy. There's a swing and a foul to the screen. But he's staying in the strike zone, a little more disciplined early. It's early, but again, it does stand out, Jim, that not chasing as much.
That's right.
As many walks as strikeouts and a lot of hard contact.
I just think each year he's gotten better and better. We thought the power was legitimate, but didn't know that the batting average was legitimate. But he can hit, and he can hit for power. He's got as much power as just about anybody.
Castro setting up inside the 0-2, swinging a ground ball foul. Fastball in.
And, you know, he was putting on a display with Miguel in batting practice also, seeing how far they could hit it. Of course, the batting practice pitcher's throwing about 80 nice cross seamers. You know, Tiger Stadium might go down for early hitting. I used to pepper the upper deck at 5 o'clock.
It's fun.
It was great.
Now J.D. Whitting at another 0-2 on the way. Strike 3. Got him with that cutter on the outside corner.
That is a big league cutter right there. All right, Gag, want to remind everybody you can get your Tigers $10 tax break from now until midnight tomorrow. $10 off select seats. The A's will be in town the 25th through the 28th. Just visit Tigers.com. There's coupon code tax break. We all like tax breaks.
One out, a man on second for Nick Castellanos. He's been dangerous swinging at that first pitch. Very aggressive early in the count. First pitch here, swinging a miss. What's a very sharp late break right at the plate, isn't it, Jim, with that cutter?
And that had some down to it, too. But it is a cutter.
Like you said, throws it two different ways. True cutter, as you've always described it, just kind of darts into a lefty
like
or away from a righty.
Like a sailing fastball. That was Mariano Rivera. Remember him? He was pretty good.
He was pretty good.
That's what his was.
He had the truest cutter, and it stayed the same the whole career.
Stayed the same, yep.
Broke 1,000 bats.
Maybe more than that.
There's a swing and a miss. Same pitch, a little bit lower. Many times you will see the guy throw a cutter. It looks like a slider. But it's really a matter of, if the pitcher calls it a cutter, then it's a cutter.
Whatever he wants.
But it oftentimes will look like a slider. Sometimes the terminology is used interchangeably.
Yeah, when it has some down to it, then that's when you think slider. But if he wants the cutter, hey, we're all for you.
Drew Smiley had what he called a cutter. It sure looked like a slider, didn't it?
It
had a lot of break.
Yeah.
There's a swing and a fly ball, left center field. This one's deep, way back in left center and off the base of the wall in left center field. Victor rounding third. He will score. Castellanos around second. He's heading to third. Relay from the outfield, and he's out by 10 feet. Double for Castellanos. Tigers are on the board, now trailing 3-1.
Well, very good swing. They know they had no play on it, but the perfect relay, and, well, that's forcing the issue a little bit too much. Nick is not the fastest of runners, and that's a short area out there in left field. 362. By the time Rasmus got the ball and hit the cutoff man, it was the easiest play that you could ever want. But a good swing by Nick. That's the main thing, but picking him up and laying him down, not good.
2 days in a row, the Tigers have made an out at third base early in the game. Yesterday, the first inning, Kinsler. And again, you want guys to force the issue sometime, but not. But Kinsler was out by 15 feet yesterday, and Nick was out by 10 feet today.
You want to force the issue when it makes sense to force the issue. That made no sense.
What Brad has emphasized and the coaching staff has emphasized right from the start of spring training. Fly ball down the right field line, a broken bat heading toward the corner. It is a fair ball, and then takes one giant hop into the seats. Saltalamacchia with the Tigers' third double of the inning.
Was interesting. Martinez hit the ball off the handle, and now that ball was hit off the handle, but again, strong enough really for Salty to get it down there and it bounced in the seats. So any way you can get them, there's plenty of other bats. Don't worry about it.
Two outs, a man on second, brings up Anthony Gose. Good swings this inning against McHugh. Curveball at the belt for a called strike. Sam Holbrook, our home plate umpire. Rob Drake at first. Carlos Torres at second. Jerry Davis, tonight's third base umpire. Second inning brought to you by Bell Tire, where you always get the lowest price, period. Pit Speed today brought to you by X1 from Xfinity. It will change the way you experience sports. Strike one, fastball is a perfect pitch. At the knees on the outside corner, strike two.
Boy, the ball comes out of his hand nice, doesn't it?
It really does. Nice and easy.
A couple of different types of curveballs, too. Bigger and then a little shorter one.
This is a good pitcher. His ERA jumped last year, but he won 19, and really the skills are strong for Colin McHugh. Check swing on a curveball in the dirt, and Gose went too far, and on three pitches, strikes out to end the second.
Yep, two good curveballs that time.
Three doubles, but another base-running mistake cost the Tigers a run. We head to the bottom of the second inning. 3-1 Astros. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. This game brought to you in part by McDonald's, which brews the official coffee of the Detroit Tigers radio network. Dan Dickerson, Jim Price from Minute Maid Field in Houston. 3-1 Astros. The Astros bat in the bottom of the second inning. Curveball from Justin Verlander to Gomez. It's low and outside. 184 for Gomez through his first 38 at-bats.
He doesn't have an RBI. He doesn't have anything.
Other than that,
he's off to a slow start.
Here's the 1-0. Fastball low and away. 2-0 on Gomez. Fastball 90-91. Each home run, each hard hit ball in the first was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
That said hit me written all over it.
Much to the liking of these Astros batters. 2-0 to Gomez. Swinging a line shot, foul. Boy, hanging slider, and he ripped it down the third base line.
Don't give in. Well, Justin knows better than anybody, but here's a guy in a slump.
Yeah.
And you don't want to give in to him. You don't want to throw to his bat speed, because obviously he's not picking the ball up, and the bat has not been very quick.
Tim, that's the slider that we've seen a lot of.
Yes.
In the first two games. 2-1 pitch, ground ball hit hard to third, scooped up neatly by Castellanos. Easily over to Cabrera, one up and one down. Justin says this feels like his slider. We saw a good one in the first inning. It's kind of in between right now. As you said, my chases aren't getting the chases. They're not tempting. And he said my sliders I'm throwing for strikes are lazy. And I would say we have seen a lot of that.
Yeah, you can track those a little bit easier than you can the regular sharp sliders.
That was a curveball that was hit hard, and there's been a lot of hard contact to the first 7 batters against Justin. 2 home runs and a line drive single in the first. There's a strike on the outside corner to Luis Valbuena.
Well, you almost get the feeling there might be a few more runs scored in this game by both teams.
Haven't had that big slugfest yet. There's
no.
A fastball high. We've seen plenty of run scoring in individual games. It always seems like one offense is hot, but not. We haven't had that slugfest.
No. But the Tigers have been hot up until Keuchel.
Left-handed batter at the plate, the 1-1, swinging a foul back to the screen with his finish last year. The reasons why you felt so optimistic coming into this year for Justin. He shut down lefties and righties just like when he was in his prime. Neither hit for average or power in those last 14 starts. And
he was terrific, yeah.
The Tigers are out of the race, but it doesn't, I don't think, diminish what he did at all.
Right.
There's a foul. Al Avila, the Tigers general manager, said the way he finished helped us figure out what our offseason plan would be.
Well, he was terrific.
Because we knew we could rely on him and now build around him.
Sure. He would be the guy.
Castellanos onto the outfield grass about 30 feet in between Kinsler and Cabrera in the overshift. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Good fastball up in the strike zone. A foul tip to the glove of the catcher, Saltalamacchia. Third strikeout for Justin.
Well, I may be wrong, but Dan, you've heard me say this. When he was Justin, he had no secondary pitchers. They're all number one. And that's why I thought in his 30s he would be a darn good pitcher because of those terrific secondary pitches. Now secondary pitches.
Right.
And the fastball down, of course, but the secondary pitch to me would help carry him and make the fastball that much better. I could be wrong, but
you still feel that way.
I still feel that way.
As we've talked about, the recent Hall of Famers, Clavin, Maddox, Smoltz, Randy Johnson, there's a strike, all aged well through their 30s, but the power pitchers, Smoltz and Johnson, now Johnson's in a category of his own,
well,
but still it was interesting.
Yeah.
The power pitchers, Smoltz and Randy Johnson, aged better than Glavin and Maddox.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And I think that speaks to, well, you lose a little off the fastball, you still got that. And as you said, the secondary pitches as well. Backdoor slider for a strike, 0-2 on Castro. And there's every reason to believe, especially last year with good health, we saw the fastball trend up again. There's plenty in that right arm to believe that he can be good through his 30s.
Yeah, and what I saw the fastball was movement, and that's what I always look for.
Saltalamacchia is setting up inside. Slider just off the plate inside. A little sharper break to that slider, though. That's a pitch you can get a lot of lefties to swing at, especially this guy at the plate. This team will swing and miss quite a bit. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Twice this inning, a fastball up. Got a swing and miss from a lefty.
That's just where Salty wanted it.
Fourth strikeout for Justin through 2, but the Astros had the lead as we head to the third. After 2 at Minute Maid Field, 3-1 Astros on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 3-1 Astros. Tigers bat in the top of the third inning. Third inning brought to you by Sunoco. Sunoco, proud to fuel the Detroit Tigers. Oh, good swings in the second for the Tigers. 3 doubles, just 1 run, with Castellanos thrown out at third, trying to stretch a double into a triple.
All right, let's start it again.
Iglesias, Kinsler, and Upton, but just getting that better feel now after the offense was so quiet last night. There's a strike on the inside corner. In case you missed it, the Tigers actually came out. Looked like they had a pretty good plan against Keuchel. 5 of the first 10 batters hit the ball hard. 3 singles, 2 line outs.
And then Keuchel woke up.
There's a swing and a ground ball up the middle. Diving attempt by Altuve, but by him into center field. Kicked off the mound, and Altuve couldn't find it in shallow center field. The leadoff single for Iglesias. And then Keuchel, the last 19 batters, there were maybe 2 hard hit balls.
It was amazing, and we've seen it before. It's no surprise. It's just he made great hitters look silly. I mean, Miguel looked silly. Hate to say it, but he did. All the guys did.
Kinsler had 2 good swings. He was the only one with 2 good swings in the game last night. Line single, line out.
But until the last time up, he swung at a curveball, it bounced up.
And that's when you know you've got a good pitcher on the mound, because he just doesn't.
No,
Kinsler does not swing at balls like that. A curveball that bounced. There's a swing and a miss, throw down to first.
I think Ian thought it was a hit and run.
I think he absolutely did. A pitch shoulder high out of the strike zone away, and it looked like that was trying to protect his teammate's swing. And Iglesias wasn't going anywhere.
Iglesias was smiling. Maybe Ian missed a sign.
Right side of the infield, wide open for Ian. There's a pitch low and outside. 3 infielders on the left side. Houston will shift against righties more than anybody other than Tampa. These 2 teams shift a ton. Baltimore started to shift a ton as well.
Boy, that little ballpark, that'd be kind of crowded, wouldn't it? Jeez.
Kinsler has more of an all-fields approach starting last year. There's a swing and a foul. I thought it was interesting asking Wally Joyner about it, Jim, on the pregame today, how you deal with shifting. He says you just emphasize it to your hitters. Okay, they're shifting because you have certain strengths they want to take away. Don't let them take away your strengths by trying to become a different hitter.
Right.
Tigers emphasize an all-fields approach, but just keep doing what you do to beat the shift. Don't try to adjust what you do to try to beat the shift. Stay with your strengths. There's a swing and a fly ball softly into right center coming over Gomez. He'll make the play. Tried to deke Iglesias, but Iglesias wasn't buying. And you think of what we found out with Ted Williams in the shift. He never tried to alter his approach. He was a pull hitter, and he just stayed with his approach. And the shift, in the end, even though there are isolated examples where it shut him down, in the end, the years that the shift was used against him, his batting average was still above 340.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the pitcher. If I'm catching a pitcher that has a very good sinker and the hitter is a good low ball hitter, I'm not going to have him all of a sudden try to throw sinkers above the belt.
Right.
You go with what's your best stuff.
Yep. Because you do hear a lot. Why don't they just go the other way with the shift?
If they want to bunt that way or something.
Once in a while, it does make sense for a lefty to bunt down the third base line to get something started. There's a swing and a miss. But a lot of teams would be thrilled if Justin Upton or pick a left-handed batter. Victor Martinez started to try to bunt his way to beat the shift.
You know, at the right time, sure.
Man on, a man out. Tigers down 3-1. We're in the third. Strike 1 to Upton. Outside. 1 walk and 16 strikeouts for Justin Upton in his 42 at-bats.
It is, we warned everybody. But until you actually hear it, it's really different.
He will walk more. He's only walked 1 time, and he will strike out, but not quite this much. It's just an unusually lopsided start for the strikeouts and walks for Justin as he takes a pitch outside 2-1. But the value of him in this 2 spot is still his ability to get on base and hit with extra base power.
And will be challenged because of the big man behind him.
Absolutely. Chasing a little bit, but really you compare it to past years, he's chasing as much as he ever has, which is to say a little above average, chasing out of the strike zone. There's a pitch low. He's just swinging and missing at pitches in the strike zone as well.
And then mainly a little above the belt away from him. That seems to be the bad spot for him.
And McHugh can execute that pitch. See if he does here. Very effective cutter so far. Good hitters count for Upton. Castro setting up inside. 3-1 pitch. And swinging a high fly ball. Right field fairly deep. Springer going back now over and into his left to make the catch. Routine fly ball for the second out here in the third with the Tigers trailing by 2.
We continue to mention about getting your Tigers $10 tax break now until midnight tomorrow. $10 off certain seats. The A's will be there 25th through the 28th. They're kind of we'll be anxious to see them. We don't know anything about them.
We know Sonny Gray.
That's right. Visit Tigers.com or enter the coupon code tax break. Yes, we do know Sonny.
It really is a team full of,
I mean, who are they?
It's a lot of who are they.
That's exactly right.
We know Marcus Semien because he made, 35 errors last year.
And he's off to a good start hitting, I think.
Yes, he is. He had 4 home runs early. Cabrera takes curveball of beauty for a called strike. Marcus Semien made 35 errors. It was the most in a long time. I want to say decades. And yet, because he makes so many plays, he actually did not grade out in terms of defensive runs saved below average, which is astonishing.
It's amazing.
Foul out of play. I know some would argue that it may not cost his team in terms of unearned runs, but there is a demoralizing impact on the staff when you know a routine ground ball might be booted at any moment.
Well, the pitcher knows that he's got to get the guys to either pull the ball or. Well, it's always interesting because they always have the type of players that are gritty type players. You know, not big stars, but guys that keep coming at you.
They do. Cabrera behind 0-2. The pitch. Bounced 71-mile-an-hour curveball up to home plate. Miguel 8 for 33, so this would qualify as a quiet start.
That's right. You and I are just actually waiting for that. The bell rings, and it's 3 for 4, 2 for 3, 1 for 2, 5 for 6.
For about 2 weeks.
That's right. It happens.
McHugh works over on the first base side of the rubbers. 6'2" righty takes a long look in. Miguel willing to wait him out. And finally McHugh blinks and steps off.
Because he's realized that's Miguel Cabrera.
And he's not going anywhere.
No.
Now the pitch off the plate inside.
Oh, he wanted that cutter inside. Of course, we got to see the 3 fingers put down by the catcher, which is normally a slider, cutter, whatever you want to call it.
And he almost
got away with it.
Miguel turned out of the way, and that evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3-1 Astros. We're in the third. Tigers trying to start something with 2 outs at the heart of the order. The 2-2. Curveball low. Good discipline there to lay off. 3-2 loosens up Iglesias from first. Tyler White will hold with him, unlike John Jaso the other day.
Well, yeah, that's right.
One of the strangest things you'll see.
You don't see that normally in pro ball.
Jaso played off, didn't tell his pitcher. Pitcher threw over, no one was there.
He threw a good pitch, too.
He did.
Very nice.
Iglesias takes off the pitch, swinging a ground ball deep short. Diving backhanded attempt by Correa. Pops out of his glove. Long throw. Didn't get him. Ball was smoked. Correa almost made a heck of a play. Dove to his right, just trickled out of his glove, and Miguel just beat the throw.
If that ball doesn't trickle out of his glove, Miguel's a dead duck. Boy, he almost played a brilliant play. I didn't think he should have even thrown the ball, but it was very close.
It really was.
Man.
So an infield base hit, hard hit ball. So that's 2 hard hit balls this inning, a couple more last inning. That brings up Victor Martinez. Fly ball in the right spot, dropped for a double last inning. He scored on a Nick Castellanos double. Notice that Gomez this time playing more straight up and a little bit deeper in center field. 315 down the left field line, but a 19-foot wall that you have to carry. Curveball strike on the outside corner to Victor. 325 down the right field line. And those right field seats fairly reachable for a left-handed pole hitter.
They are.
For a left-handed home run hitter. For a right-handed batter, for that matter, like Miguel Cabrera, J.D. Martinez.
Both of them.
2 on, 2 outs. 6 for 22 start for Victor, who's been unable to play in 4 of the 9 games. Played in National League ballparks. There's a pitch low and outside, so he's glad to have this stretch of games in American League ballparks where he gets to play every day now for a while, get this bat heated up. A couple of home runs in the first 2 games. Been a little quiet since. Batting lefty against the righty. Classic stance, knees bent, bends at the waist, hangs out over the plate, cocks a bat high over the left shoulder. Swinging a ground ball here into the overshift. Down to Anita fielded is Altuve. Quick toss to White. Tigers put 2 on but cannot score.
That ball make a sound?
Not much. Sound, no. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning in Houston, 3-1 Astros. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Astros bat in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Let's pause right now for station identification on the Detroit Tigers radio network. Justin Verlander had a very good 2nd inning. Now facing the Astros in the 3rd. First pitch, spotting the fastball. Perfect pitch on the outside corner for a called strike.
Very good.
Altuve, Springer, and Correa. Altuve started the game with a line single off a fastball. Springer hit a home run off the foul pole off a fastball, swinging a foul out of play, well back first base side. Justin then struck out Correa and Rasmus using a nice mix of secondary pitches, both swinging, and then White hit a fastball for a home run.
It was a no-doubter.
Justin came back, very quick 2nd inning, struck out 2, so he struck out 4 and given up 2 home runs in the first 2 innings. The 0-2. Breaking ball down and away. Altuve hitting .295 in his 44 at-bats coming in. 3-1 Astros in the 3rd. This is an exciting player.
All-star. Ian Kinsler style.
The story has become familiar, but it really is a great story about how he battled the odds at a 5'5" frame, and you're just not going to get a lot of looks. Went to a tryout camp, didn't even get a look. Dad told him to go back and just keep going until somebody noticed him.
Well, try to grow a little bit.
And so he did. And much like Tyler White, who battled the odds, it's a 33rd round draft pick, just kept hitting through the minor leagues to the major leagues.
Yeah, all right.
Altuve, still just 25 years old, takes a pitch low and outside. This is his 6th year now in the major leagues. The good ones usually come quick, and he debuted at age 21.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
Pretty aggressive hitter. There's a contact hitter. He's not going to walk much. He will hardly ever strike out, once every maybe 10 at-bats. Justin into his motion, the 2-2. Curveball hangs high and tight. And it's now 3-2 on Altuve with Springer waiting on deck. You just don't like having this guy on the base paths. He creates some havoc.
He does, but he gets thrown out too.
He gets thrown out a lot.
We're going to go with that.
Goes in center, shades toward right center field. JD straight up and right. Saltalamacchia sitting up away. Fastball is low and away. Oh,
how can you throw a ball low to him? Huh? I mean, that looked
missed
good,
by
didn't
much. It looked like a perfect pitch. A little off the plate, perhaps. Well, so the home plate umpire Sam Holbrook said off the plate away.
Wow.
Mentioned the lighting here. You could see Springer fight the lighting on a fly ball in the 1st inning. Asked Anthony Gose about it. He said, we really just didn't get many fly balls yesterday, which is true. There were maybe 2 fly balls in the game last night. But he said it is definitely bright. There's a toss over to first. These throws by Justin over to first are right on the money. Low into the runner. Miguel grabs it and tags Altuve every time. And he's just getting back. So Anthony said they didn't have to battle it last night, but he said it's noticeable. And it's still something to keep an eye on in the rest of this game and into tomorrow. The bright new LED lights, which are high along the 3rd and first base lines. Everybody's looking toward the Tiger dugout at the moment.
No, they're going to, challenge it,
Challenge the throw over.
Well, I'll tell you this. It is very bright.
Yeah.
I mean, these are big-time lights.
We've changed from halogen lights to LED lights. They're much more direct, apparently, with the brightness. And even A.J. Hinch, the manager of the Astros, feels they'll have to come in and get some experts to really come in and adjust the lighting so that it's not directly in the eyes of the outfielders. We have not seen a replay on that throw over to first. It did look very close, but I couldn't have told you that he got him to the naked eye. We have not yet seen a replay. Matt Martin must have seen
Oh,
something.
they got him.
And they got him. How about that? We never saw a replay.
Nope.
It did not take long. That's about as quick a review as you will see.
That's right. Altuve went in the dugout. I knew he was out.
Now we're seeing a replay. And credit to Matt Martin for seeing that right away.
That was a no-doubter there. It didn't even get to the bag.
Yes, sir. That was about a 40-second review. I don't think we've had many of those through the years.
Yeah, that's instant.
There's a curveball for a strike to Springer. Instant replay brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. Boy, that's big to get Altuve out. There's a sinking fastball low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Another out on the base paths for Altuve.
Yeah, add that to the other collection he has.
Here's the 1-1. Fastball. Just outside.
Trying to get that little swing back action. And he's saying, if I miss, I'm going to miss off the plate. I don't want to miss over the plate.
The ball that Springer hit out was inner half. I mean, much to his liking, obviously. Belt high, inner half. 2-1, swinging a ground ball, base it into left. Slider then hung, and Springer was all over it. 1 out single for Springer here in the 3rd.
All right, the 24th this month, the Indians will be in Motown. It's kids opening day. All you kiddies 14 and under get a Tigers team baseball card set brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. 866-66-TIGER. Visit tigers.com.
Today's game brought to you in part by ABC Warehouse, closest thing to wholesale.
Now, Dan, if you're catching, you got him with breaking balls. What would you throw for the first pitch?
Fastball up.
No, I go with the curveball again.
But he goes fastball down and away. Here we go.
Well, I didn't say what they're going to do. I said what you were going to do.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But then if I was catching this curveball again.
Well, I'm guessing what he's going to do. Couple of flips over to first. You hear the crowd booing in the background. Springer is a base-stealing threat, 16 steals in 20 attempts last year. And that was in an injury-shortened season. First pitch, fastball low and away.
Yep, he wasn't over the plate. Curveball would have been over the plate.
It would have been?
I don't know.
He's thrown a couple good ones, but the other ones have hung. 3-1 Astros in the 3rd. Springer 2 for 2. Short, cautious lead. He's going to draw another throw.
Justin's going to irritate everybody, isn't he?
It's a very short lead. The pickoff of Altuve has, I think, shortened the lead of Springer. Boy, the job the Tigers have done at controlling the opponent's running game has been impressive so far this year. Fastball, boy, that's a good-looking pitch. Over the plate, but apparently a little bit low. Justin's irritated.
Yes, he is irritated. So pick off the runner first. That'll teach him.
Middle of the infield, double play depth. Justin gets an average number of ground balls turned behind him, even though he is a fly ball pitcher. Many more balls hit in the air than on the ground. Slider low and outside. So we saw some very good breaking balls to Correa and Rasmussen in the first, and it's been, I'd say, a lot more inconsistent since. Justin struck out Valbuena and Castro, 2 lefties on high fastballs in the second.
Right.
The uber-talented Carlos Correa at the plate, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Took a step toward first, but Sam Holbrook stopped him in his tracks by going up with the right hand.
Well, see, that's a good call. I mean, he's just nipping, and he's trying to stay outside because you know what happens when he threw the fastballs inside. They left the ballpark.
Quickly. Another toss over to first. It's an fairly upright, relaxed stance. Knees slightly bent for Correa. Tucks that left shoulder in. Cocks the bat over the right shoulder. Turned 21 in September, so he was 20 years old when he was putting up those numbers last year.
It was crazy.
Here's the 3-1. Outside. Boy, he's just missing, much like Pelfrey did yesterday. Missing with a fastball low and away.
Well,
I wouldn't say
good,
they're strikes, Jim, but they're very close
yeah,
to
they're close.
the strike zone.
But he's really telling everybody they're watching the dugout. He's blown away with the fastball because of the home runs.
Does he have to come back in at some point, Jim?
Well, you have
come in off the plate,
you have to,
right?
Because they're going to be start leaning, and taking advantage of that type of pitch all the time. You can't go one way. So good thing they picked off Altuve.
Couple of men on. Single and a walk after the pickoff. Justin had a rough first inning, good second inning. Now struggling here again as he goes through the most dangerous hitters in this lineup. Again, it's a lineup that will draw walks, not necessarily hit for average. They will bomb the ball. 230 home runs with the Astros last year. Curveball low and inside. Peeled down to third. Jerry Davis says Rasmus did not go.
Hey, I think he's an amazing ball player. His approach to hitting, and you don't realize how good of a player he is in all aspects of the game.
He hit home runs. Not going to hit for average. He hasn't the last couple of years, but he'll draw some walks. Yes, he will swing and miss, but that's just part of what the Astros do. The 1-0. Low and inside. 2-0 on Rasmus. He pounded him in with a fastball at 93. First time we've seen that tonight.
This is where you got to think something off speed.
Changeup hasn't really been in evidence, has it?
No.
He threw a really good one in the second inning, but we haven't seen much since.
And against this type of team that swings and misses a lot, you think the changeup would be a good pitch.
Good speed on the base paths with Springer and Correa. Big pitch here, 2-0. Swinging a ground ball foul. He pounded him in again with a fastball above the belt. Roof is closed at Minute Maid Field tonight. It's a good ballpark.
It is a dandy.
You got 3 levels of seating from foul pole to foul pole. We're in the club level in between the lower and upper decks, and then you've got 2 levels of seating from right field, the foul pole, all the way out to center field. 2-1, swinging a tap foul right at home plate. To reach the second level in the outfield, you'd have to hit it a long way. It sits well back of the lower level.
Only Miguel.
Defining feature is Tal's Hill in straightaway center. We watched some pitchers try to field fly balls off the bat of Miguel Cabrera running up the hill.
It wasn't
in
a lot of
straightaway
fun.
center,
No.
and it's almost impossible to do that. Try it sometime.
That's right.
They fell down every time.
Yes, they did. And of course, they're not the best athletes either.
So you say, but I
just kidding. Actually,
here's the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball to first, glove by Cabrera, down to second one. No chance of doubling up Rasmus. Good play by Cabrera to get Correa at second with a strong throw to Iglesias. Runners at the corners now, 2 outs for Tyler White.
Well, I think he's the best. He's the best I've seen at making that play and making the right type of throw, and a strong, accurate throw. He's just outstanding all the time.
Iglesias looked to first, and then he looked to third to see maybe if he could get Springer rounding the bag. Runners at the corners, 2 outs for Tyler White, the early sensation for the Houston Astros. He did hit 21 home runs at AA, AAA last year, but again, not really known as a big power hitter in the minor leagues. He's hitting with authority early with 4 home runs in 35 at-bats for the Astros as he takes strike 1.
Well, it's they have somebody else not that far away that's going to be an impact.
A.J. Reed hit 34 home runs last year and hit over 320. I want to say it was 325 or even higher than that last year. And he's also a first baseman.
Well, they're going to have trade opportunities, you would think.
And if he keeps mashing at AAA, there's no reason to keep him down there after what he did last year. But Tyler White has the job right now. The pitch, swing and a miss. There's an off-speed breaking ball. Big swing and miss.
I would say he looked unsure with that swing against the breaking ball. He hit the fastball out. So you're ahead of the count. Now you got something to work with. Quickly
0-2. White is deep in that right-handed batter's box. Open stance. Hits out of a crouch. Knees bent. Bends at the waist toward the plate. Fastball up and away. Extends the hands away from the right shoulder and cocks the bat over it. Runners at the corners. 3-1 Astros are in the bottom of the third inning. Today's game brought to you in part by ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale. Comerica customers, you get VIP benefits at Tigers home games. Visit Comerica.com/your park. Another toss over to first. That's a good reach by Cabrera over the base runner, Kobe Rasmus.
Kobe's thrilled he didn't step on him. Yeah.
Pitch count for Justin climbing towards 60. That is on the high side here in the third. Normal pitch would be around 48 through 3. Fastball outside. So again, we see the pitch count climbing, much as we saw in his last start. We've seen some better from Justin in this game, and yet still trying to find the feel on critical pitches. Well, really all of his secondary pitches.
Yeah, you need that put out type of pitch, which he was famous for. That's what built his reputation, his career.
There's a curveball is fouled out of play on the 2-2. That was a heck of a job by White. Waiting, and then he just fouled it off. The swings and misses in this game. All 4 strikeouts have been on swinging third strikes. So more swings and misses. But in this inning, we have not seen a swing and miss. Springer's a runner at third, Rasmus at first. Justin trying to get out of this third inning jam. Pelfrey kept getting out of jams inning after inning yesterday. Change up in the dirt. Good block by Saltalamacchia, but now 3-2 on a dangerous rookie hitter, Tyler White.
And this is where he always had that little extra to bury the hitter.
Fastball up and away in 2 straight counts to lefties has been a weapon, not to righties. Breaking ball's not quite there. What does he go to here? You would think the fastball.
I would think that, yes.
The 3-2. Curveball is fouled out of play. That hung up on the inner half, but White just fouled it off.
See, that's the problem with throwing a curveball there. You want to get it over the plate, and you're in danger of hanging it. When you don't want to get it over the plate, you're not in danger of hanging it. But he wanted that to be a called strike over the plate. If you're going for the swing and miss, most of the time might even be on the short hop to the catcher.
Well, Keiko was good at that last night.
Oh, I'll tell you, he was amazing.
Justin on the rubber, stepped off, looked Rasmus back to first, so Tyler White will step out. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 home runs for the Astros and some hard hit balls. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Tigers down 2-3-1. The 3-2. Runner goes. Strike on the inside corner. Fastball gets Tyler White.
Oh, perfect pitch.
5th strikeout for Justin. Ends a long third inning. 3 base runners, but the Astros do not score. We head to the 4th inning in Houston. 3-1 Astros on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Astros top of the 4th inning. 4th inning brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. Call 1-800-CALL-SAM. The vehicle sold to Buff Whalen Chevrolet this season. Donations being made to the 97 Win the Ticket Student Heart Check Program. Brought to you by the Children's Miracle Network. And Buff Whalen Chevrolet, where deals truly make a difference every day. J.D. Martinez leads off. Castellanos, Saltalamacchia to follow. 3 infielders on the left side. Colin McHugh's first pitch, a strike on the inside corner.
It has been painful for Justin Verlander, has it not?
It just seemed like this is a good matchup for him, Jim. He does have 5 strikeouts, but you're right. It's been really tough through 3 innings for Justin.
Yeah.
Curveball in the dirt. I just thought after the rough outing Monday, he didn't overreact to it. He put in extra work in the bullpen session, worked on the pitches that he felt were not quite there yet. I just felt like everything would be there for him tonight, and it's been a struggle.
Yeah. This is a team that's struggling, the Astros, offensively.
Changeup off the plate inside. J.D. checked his swing in time. They appealed on to Rob Drake. He says he did not go 2-1, but his pitch count is high again.
Yeah.
And he'll have to, do what Mike Pelfrey did to get through 6, which is to say, get some quick innings. There's a strike. Cutter on the outside corner, 2-2.
We've seen him do that, but now this is a different heyday for him.
Yeah.
So will he be that guy to be able to do that?
And there's just so much focus on Justin because of the last couple of seasons. Check swing,
Wow.
my goodness. Curveball in the dirt. We don't see JD do that very often.
You do not.
But that's testament to the break on that curveball from Colin McHugh, and that's his 4th strikeout.
Pepsi 6-game flex plans are on sale right now for as little as $110. You get 6 games of your choice, Dan. Call 313-471-BALL or visit Tigers.com. Dan likes to do that.
Jim, I just didn't think there'd be any. Really, I didn't have any doubts about Justin this year because of how he finished last year.
Me either.
And there's going to be so much scrutiny again because of the last 2 years, and everybody wanted to see, okay, was that 14-game finish
For real.
for real?
Yeah.
There's a strike on the inside corner. There's every reason to believe it was because it was 14 starts.
That's a long time. That's right.
But the importance of Justin Verlander to lead this rotation cannot be overstated.
That's number one.
There's a swing and a soft tap foul. When you have no leader in the rotation, now David Price was last year, but he was traded away. But when the Tigers miss Justin Verlander,
Well, absolutely.
and if I mean that's why he has to be. Doesn't have to be that Cy Young Award level,
No.
but he has to be that ace level that we saw down the stretch last year, and it was ace level stuff.
It was, and it was. He always had that out pitch that he could go to.
And then there's a ripple effect, I think, up and down the rotation.
No question about it.
So it's going to be highly scrutinized and analyzed, and you can understand that. But I still think the stuff is there. It's just right now the sharpness is not.
No, it's inconsistent.
1-2 on Castellanos. He doubled on the 0-2. He has been stinging the ball. When he gets his
good to
pitch,
see, yes.
he is not missing. 1-2, back up breaking ball. Wally Joyner says the key now is for Nick, and he really was impressed. He felt Nick came in with such a good attitude, had worked so hard in the offseason. He really just felt like this was going to be a good year. Key now, he says, everybody knows he's swinging early and doing damage. They're going to start to get him to chase, and he has to be disciplined and make the adjustment when other teams make the adjustment. Swinging a line drive, base it into center. That's a good piece of hitting, Jim. That's the cutter away with some break to it. And on another 2-strike count, 2-2 this time, the sharp single into center.
It stayed over the plate. If it wouldn't have been over the plate, he may not be able to hit it. But that's, again, going down with that leverage swing that I love to talk about. And besides the swing, and that ball jumped off his bat. Controlled swing with leverage.
Nick Castellanos 2 for 2 today. Came in 11 for 33.
I think he's bigger than White at the first baseman.
Yeah,
Holy
just a little.
mackerel.
One of the reasons Tyler White was not heavily scouted. He's generously listed at 5'11".
Yeah, that's right. He's wide, though. It's kind of wide.
Swing to tap foul. 5'11" guys who weigh 250 in college don't generally get a lot of attention,
No.
but there was a scout in the Astros system who saw something there and went back to double check
Yeah, oh, he did.
and made sure that what he saw was real. And
But you said the key last night when you said he hit it every place he played.
funny how you keep getting chances.
It's amazing to keep calling your name.
There's a strike. It's like that pitcher doesn't have great stuff, but if he keeps getting outs
That's right.
all the way through the minor leagues, he'll get a chance at some point.
When you can come up through the minor leagues, you're mentally tough. That's why I'm mentally tough, Dan. I've had a lot of concussions, but I'm still mentally tough.
When you remember to be.
When I can remember to be tough.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Boy, that curveball's been a real weapon for Colin McHugh. That's his 5th strikeout, and 4 have been on swinging third strikes.
He's throwing it different ways also. I mean, that's he wants to swing and miss, but he's also shortens it up in the zone. So really, it's almost like 2 different pitches with the 2 type sliders. Sneaky fastball.
Now, there's every reason to believe that ERA that jumped to 3.90 is going to drop back down below 3.50 this year with his ability to throw strikes, the stuff that he has,
Right.
the swings and misses that he gets, curveball strike on the outside corner. Sometimes it's just a matter of, the year before he was unbelievable with men on base, especially in scoring position. That was bound to correct a little bit, and it did, and that was part of the reason his ERA jumped. It's a good pitcher. There's a strike on the outside corner, and he and Keuchel really lead this staff. It's an interesting staff because they don't really have that
that's
one
right.
power arm.
No, they have Keuchel. He's the leader of the band.
And yet it was, by ERA, the best pitching staff in the league last year.
What does that tell you? And that means a good defense behind him.
Sure does. They were very good. 0-2 quickly on goes. He struck out on 3 pitches his first time. This pitch, swing and a miss.
My
Curveball in the
goodness.
dirt.
I think he could yell curveball and still they swing and miss.
Colin McHugh strikes out the side, all on curveballs in the dirt. 6 strikeouts for McHugh. The Tigers get a single and no more. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning in Houston. 3-1 Astros on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Every Tigers triple this season. Powell Miller donates $300 to U of D Jesuit High School. Powell Miller and the Miller Law Firm, lawyers who support the community. First pitch low and inside as we start the bottom of the 4th inning. Tucker, Gomez, and Valbuena. 3 of the next 4 hitters from the left side. Tucker popped out his first time up. Justin Verlander could use a quick inning. That's an understatement. Swinging a soft ground ball back to the mound. Gloved by Justin. Dropped it. Picked it up. Throws to first. 1 up and 1 down as Preston Tucker bounces out to start the 4th.
Indians will be in Motown about the 23rd of this month. That's a 1 o'clock start. 1:10 really. First 10,000 fans receiving April in the D-Retro bobblehead. You can get to one of those, Dan. Visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGERS.
Cleveland Indians over the Mets today.
How about that? Yeah.
7-5, and I guarantee you the worry level is rising sharply because Matt Harvey is not having a good start to the year at all.
And it's one thing not to have a good start, but the stuff has been short.
It was a fastball strike over the heart of the plate.
When his stuff is short, that's something to worry about.
5 2/3 today. 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts.
Boy.
Matt Harvey has a 5.71 ERA through 3 starts. And 20 hits, only 9 strikeouts in 17 innings. Speaking to the stuff.
Boy.
Quickly 0-2 on Gomez, and worried level ratcheting up after the high workload following his comeback season from Tommy John. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a foul to the screen. This guy's fighting it at the plate right now. Bottom part of the order looks to be a good matchup for Justin tonight. Gomez, Valbuena, Castro.
Yeah, this is a team that's been struggling offensively.
Gomez below 200. Valbuena's below 200. Castro's below 200. Lots of swings and misses in these bats. The 0-2 up and in. Gomez turns out of the way of a high, tight fastball. Stares out at Justin. Justin doesn't care.
No, part of the game. If you're going to dive into the plate, sometimes the ball's going to be close to you.
Now breaking ball in the dirt. You look at the breaking ball from McHugh. He got 3 swings and misses, flailing at his curveball in the dirt in the top half of this inning, and Justin just has not been able to, since that first inning, been able to get swings and misses with his breaking ball.
Nope. And he
Slider
should.
or curveball.
When it's good, it's good.
Still trying to dial it in, the 2-2. Oh, boy. Slider way outside. Underhanded scoop, cross-handed by Saltalamacchia, somehow grabbed that ball.
And Gomez keeps giving the bad peeps. One thing about it, Salty's pretty big, and Miguel's really big, so you don't want to go out there.
This is an aggressive hitter at the plate who's not hitting. You would think he's got to challenge him here at 3-2, and swinging a fly ball softly down the right field line. Kinsler out, and it's going to drop. How about that? He did challenge him, and Gomez just blooped one in for a 1-out single here in the 4th.
Well, like you said, there's a guy that is right now couldn't hit anybody. Just happened to hit a little fly ball that fell in.
Today's game brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, the official health care provider of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Also by Parkway, Chrysler, Dodge Jeep Ram. Show up, sign up, and ride. Luis Valbuena hitting 194 in his 31 at-bats coming in. Struck out on a high fastball his first time up. Justin has faced 16 batters. He has struck out 5, walked 2, given up 2 home runs, and needed a lot of pitches to get through 16 batters. 72 pitches. There's a changeup in the dirt. It's just, you see flashes. This is kind of like the Pittsburgh start, Jim. We saw flashes with each one of his pitches, but no consistency.
No, and
if that changeup isn't there, that's a problem.
And that's what he used to be all about. Consistency, repeatability, mechanics, ski hole. But I mean, he can take something off the fastball, take something off the curveball, shorten it up. We don't know if that's ever going to get to that again.
1-0 pitch. Change up in the dirt. It's just not swing and miss stuff right now.
Nope.
The change up, the slider, the curveball. 2-0 on Luis Valbuena. Man on and man out here in the fourth inning. Bottom part of the order for the Astros. 3 runs and 5 hits for Houston. 1 run, 6 hits for the Tigers. Left side of the infield shifts to the right. The 2-0 pitch. There's a good changeup for a strike.
He threw 3 in a row. 3 in a row. You figure that you should get one of them over there, right? Threw 3 in
trying.
a row. That's right.
Castellanos is deep and way off the line at third as Iglesias shades up the middle on Valbuena. Close to the plate from the left side. Knees bent, bends at the waist toward the plate. Holds the bat upright, the hands low below the left shoulder. Another toss over to first to drive Gomez back. Gomez thrilled to be on base.
Yeah, his familiarity is not there, though.
He did not have a good year last year stealing, 17 steals, but caught 9 times. There he goes, swinging a miss, threw it on to second base. It won't be nearly in time. He got a good jump. And Saltalamacchia had no chance. The throw bounced, but he had no chance to get him.
No, he didn't. Just to get rid of the ball and get it down there, that was in itself was excellent. But that was a quick jump, and he was at full speed in a couple strides.
Still got the wheels, doesn't he?
He does. Heck of a play by Iglesias.
He really was, wasn't
ball,
it?
Yeah.
He did wanted to do one thing: block the ball.
That's right. That's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do.
2-2 the count on Luis Valbuena. 3-1 Astros. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Well, Castellanos moves a little closer to third with that runner at second base. Iglesias still shades way up the middle, and Justin's taken a long time, so Valbuena asks and gets time from the home plate umpire Sam Holbrook. Now we're ready. The 2-2. Check swing and a fastball up and away. Appeal down to third. He did not go. That's the pitch that got him. Exactly the pitch that got him. That was first time up.
And that was a good one. That had good life on it.
Valbuena will make you throw him a strike. He's got some pretty decent discipline. He can draw a walk. He will swing and miss. See what he gets here. Justin's going to turn and look to second base. You go back to the high fastball, Jimmy?
I would think so. Because the breaking ball's been so inconsistent, and he's probably a better low ball hitter, this left-handed hitter, than he is a high fastball hitter.
Jason Castro, another lefty waiting on deck. Justin checks Gomez at second. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him with a high fastball.
That was about shoulder high, and he could not lay off, and he was tardy. That's a heck of a pitch. There's execution and what he wanted to do, and he did it.
Quite the interesting outing.
Sure is.
For Justin Verlander. His line right now reads 3 2/3 innings. He's given up 3 runs on 5 hits with 2 walks and 6 strikeouts and 2 home runs.
And you know what? I think it's amazing. It's 3-1.
We said that the entire game yesterday.
Yeah, didn't we?
With Mike Pelfrey's outing.
My goodness.
Mike Pelfrey somehow gave the Tigers 6 innings.
He did.
With just 1 run. Somehow because all those base runners in the first 3 innings, 9 of the first 14 batters reached. 9 of the first 14 batters reached, and he gave up 1 run.
He came up with that bullet ground ball for the double play with the bases loaded.
Castro takes ball 1. We both felt, though, there might be something out of that game that will help Mike Pelfrey down the road, which is the splitter.
Well, to realize
and the curveball.
Just don't throw that fastball all the time.
The splitter was really good, and he got swings and misses with it. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a foul. Gearing up a little bit now, that fastball. Started 90-91. It's consistently 93 now for Justin. His average fastball was back above 93 last year, reversing a 4-year decline. Outfield plays Castro to pull. There is pop in this bat. He just doesn't make contact very often.
No, the average is going down pretty good.
Hit 222 2 years ago and 211 last year after his All-Star season in 2013. Swing and a miss. Backdoor slider got him.
And
it makes it 1-2. Excuse me.
Yeah, it was a hanger.
Castro fell all the way across home plate after the big swing and miss. Gomez, the runner at second. He's there with 2 outs in a 3-1 game in the bottom of the 4th. The 1-2. Strike 3. Got him with a slider at the belt on the inside corner.
Like a perfect pitch.
7 strikeouts for Justin Verlander. But as we head to the 5th, it's still the Astros on top 3-1 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Instant replay brought to you every game by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm when you need the right call made. It's 1-800-CALL-SAM. 5th inning, still 3-1 Astros. 5th inning is brought to you by the DMC. All-star lineups deserve all-star DMC docs. We'll hear a lot about good starts, as we were talking about earlier, individually as team. So you wonder, when do team stats start meaning anything? Jim, I think you've got to wait. I mean, yes, there are hot starts by teams. Cubs, Cardinals have hot starts. It's interesting, though. Cardinals are bombing the ball. The Cubs are not. The Cubs are drawing a ton of walks. But really, when you think of most teams now have only played 3 or 4 different teams.
Right.
If you run into the right bad pitching staff, your numbers could be great to start.
Sure. And like this team not hitting,
So I think it takes, a good third of the season before you really get a sense of just how good or bad, particularly an offense is. There's a fly ball, left center field, fairly deep. On the run is Rasmus. That's over his head to the base of the wall in left center. Jose Iglesias with another good swing will cruise into second with a leadoff double here in the 5th.
Tell you what, he's been something. I talked about his bat speed and the quick bat that he has, and he's been impressive. Boy, that was a pitch that said hit me, and he did hit it. A little above the belt coming into him.
4th double of the game for the Tigers. From the For What It's Worth department, Jim, I took a snapshot at 54 games last year, a third of the way into the season for the Tigers offense. And it turned out that 54-game snapshot was almost identical to where the Tigers ended up at the end of the year. They were 2nd in batting average, 1st in on base, 6th in slugging, 10th in runs at 54 games. At the end of the season, they were 1st in batting average, 2nd on base, 5th in slugging, and 10th in runs scored. So almost identical to where they ended up. Kind of for what it's worth, but you will find that. I think 40, 50 games in, you pretty much have a feel for what you have offensively. I think we know that this Tigers offense is pretty good.
They're going to hit, right.
But you sure hear a lot of analysis already about offenses and pitching staffs, and it's so
That's
early.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
There's a strike. I mean, you can see some trends, and we talk about it. We think this Tiger team will hit more home runs, but we saw that based on what we saw in the spring and the additions to this lineup, like Justin Upton and a healthier Miguel Cabrera.
Well, you look at the resumes, and this team will hit.
1 ball, 1 strike on Kinsler. Iglesias looks like an improved hitter. There's a swing and a fly ball softly into center field. No chance for Iglesias to advance as Gomez comes in and makes the catch in shallow right center. Ian's 0 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, he's been off balance with his swings tonight.
Colin McHugh has done a good job. Tigers had 3 doubles in the 2nd inning, scored just 1. Castellanos tried to stretch his double into a triple. The Tigers had a couple of men on in the 3rd. McHugh got Martinez to bounce out.
Dan, I was going to say, I just think it's pretty easy to say what type of team you're going to have. I mean, the Tigers are a special team of veterans, and with the resumes they have. I mean, you can look at all the teams, and you could say, well, this team is they're not going to hit, they're going to be okay.
Right.
And I don't think it's that difficult anymore.
So what you thought going into the season, there's a pitch off the plate inside. Usually you can get a feel for an offense or a defense. It's very hard to predict wins and losses. Very hard. But you knew the Orioles, for instance, would hit home runs this year.
That's right.
Maybe 1,000.
But you also knew their pitching may not be real good.
And that's why you say, okay, they're off to a hot start, but can the pitching maintain?
Of course, that's right.
What they've done so far. There's a swing and a ground ball and a high chop to third. Valbuena to his left, fields and fires off the glove of Tyler White. Iglesias will score. Upton holds at first. That will be an error on the rookie first baseman as the ball trickled away and apparently into the camera wells. So Upton goes down to second base, and the Tigers now trail by 1, 3-2.
Boy, that's hard to believe right there. He's acting like his webbing or something broke, that the ball went right through the webbing part of the first baseman's glove. That ball was hit high, and third baseman waited for it up in the lights, and he's acting like it went right through the glove. Boy, that's a break there.
Well, he went and got a new glove. whether he needed it or not, it's at least a good effort to show that it's not his fault.
You're right. It's his glove's fault. Fire that glove.
I didn't see the glove break, but I think you're right, Jim. I think
it went right through the webbing.
I think it went right through. That's a tough error.
Yeah, that's just.
So E3, Upton goes down to second on the error. White has a new glove. Iglesias scores, and now the Tigers have the potential tying run at second. Well, maybe just the break the Tigers needed.
Yeah, that's something.
White looked at his glove like he just couldn't believe.
Well, that's
he
right.
Didn't make the catch.
Got to blame it on something.
Cabrera at the plate. First pitch, swinging a fly ball right field deep in the corner. Going back, Springer, and the ball is one hop up against the fence. Cabrera's heading to second. Upton's heading home. And Upton will hold at third as the throw goes to second, cut off by Altuve. Upton had to make sure that Springer wasn't going to make the catch. That's why he's still at third, but it's runners at second and third with one out here in the fifth.
Well, that was a blast. As good as Springer is, he could not get over there. It bounced high off the wall, and well, I thought Upton would have been headed in the dugout right about now. But he took his cues from third base coach Dave Clark.
Watching the replay, he definitely was waiting to see. And he was so close to second base, Jim, at the time the ball bounced that he did not have a chance to get to third. Does he need to be a little further toward third base?
Well, you're talking about
Upton.
About Upton. Yeah, I thought that was a no-brainer. But behind, I guess they wanted to make sure.
Yep. So, second and third. Victor Martinez at the plate. Double for Miguel Cabrera, his second hard hit ball of the night. Actually, he's hit the ball hard 3 times. First time up, a line drive to the warning track and right. Tigers down a run. 2 in scoring position. Curveball. Oh, my.
Yeah, what a brutal call that was.
High and outside, and it's called strike 1.
A little cautious base running. Earlier, we talked about Nick, and that was kind of crazy base running.
Too aggressive.
And yet last night in the game, Kinsler. But that was a chance right there. But, of course, you look who's coming up next. That has something to do with it.
See if Victor can get that runner home. You like having him at the plate. This is swinging a foul out of play, knowing how to get those runners home. Certainly the runner from third with less than 2 outs. Tigers base running was a big part of why the offense underperformed last year. Again, if you're first in batting average, on base, and slugging, you're first in all 3 or top 5 in all 3 categories. You should be top 3 in run scoring.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
And the Tigers were 10th. They ran themselves out of a lot of rallies.
They sure did.
Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt and appealed down to third. Jerry Davis says he did not go. 1-2 on Victor. Double was a fly ball that dropped into right center out of the reach of Gomez, who was shading to left center and was fairly shallow. Grounded out his last time up. Middle of the infield back. A ground ball to the middle of the infield will score Upton from third base here. Even a ground ball to first base would score Upton. Everybody's back except for Valbuena, about a step behind the baseline and off the line. Tigers down 3-2. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Martinez batting lefty against the righty. McHugh tougher on lefties than righties. The 1-2. Just missed away.
By the back door with that cutter, huh?
With the cutter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. J.D. Martinez is waiting on deck. Big moment in this game. Tigers did not have an at-bat yesterday with a runner in scoring position. Not one.
Almost. If Ian wouldn't have been thrown out, that was it.
Now Victor waiting on the 2-2. On the way, swinging a fly ball. Nope, low pop-up. Soft at the third.
And he did not run. That's a no-no.
Caught by Valbuena.
Got to run.
Yep, no infield fly with runners at second and third.
Oh, my goodness.
Man. Brent Strom on his way to the mound. First base open. J.D. Martinez at the plate, who has struck out twice. Called third strike and a curveball in the dirt. You think this is about whether to walk him with first base open or just how to attack him in this particular at-bat?
I think this is what they want to do. I mean, listen, to me it's a no-brainer. As hot as Nick has been, I'm walking J.D. because of good command of McHugh. You don't have to worry about him walking Nick, even though Nick has been red hot. So who knows?
2 hot hitters. J.D. hitting .412 coming in. Castellanos 11 for 33. He's got a couple of hits tonight. Second and third. There's a swing and a miss. Curveball low and away. He's shown J.D. his best stuff in this game tonight.
That ball disappeared.
J.D. only had 5 strikeouts through his first 34 at-bats. 2 tonight. Curveball, swing and a miss.
I'll tell you what, he's got him off balance, talking to himself. We don't see this very often with J.D. Boy, they're big-time curveballs.
Would you go 3 in a row?
Even outside a little more.
The 0-2. Curveball in the dirt. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. It was very close.
That's confidence in your catcher that he will smother that ball, and he did.
A double with a man at second, did not get a run home, and the Tigers are hoping that doesn't cost them here in the 5th inning.
Right.
Again, with Springer running and the angle that Upton had, you can understand why he waited.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Springer's a very good defensive outfielder. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him with the fastball.
That was the art of pitching there.
J.D. strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. The Tigers strand 2 in scoring position and settle for 1. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-2 Astros. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Bottom of the 5th inning, 3-2. Astros lead cut to 1.
Tigers are hanging around, Dan.
I like it. They hung around yesterday, but you didn't really feel it.
No, not with Keuchel pitching, no.
Today's game brought to you in part by U.S. Park, the official parking provider of the Detroit Tigers radio network. Justin Verlander with 7 strikeouts through 4. Has not given up a run since the first. There's a foul out of play, not for lack of base runners.
No, that's exactly right.
3 base runners in the 3rd. The Astros did not score because Justin picked off Altuve at first. Gomez was in scoring position for Valbuena and Castro last inning. Justin got 2 strikeouts to end the inning. Been an interesting night for Justin.
Yes, it's something.
There's a swing and a soft ground ball to 3rd. Charging and scooping the short hop is Castellanos on the move. Throws to 1st. 1 up and 1 down.
Good off-speed pitch. Got rid of a pesky little hitter.
That's a good changeup, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Had some movement. And this is where you look to Justin, the Justin of old, to give the Tigers still 2 more innings as his pitch count climbs. We've seen him do this a few times.
Many, many times, haven't we?
2 walks, 7 strikeouts through 4 for Justin. Pitch count at 84. He could go 7 if he can get a quick inning right here.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't either. Pitch counts are brought to you by Sunoco. Save 5 cents on every gallon instantly with your Sunoco Rewards credit card. Changeup misses low and outside to George Springer, 2 for 2. His home run was a line drive. It was not really a fly ball. It was a line drive that hit the foul pole down the left field line. About, what would you say, 35 feet up.
Yes.
Here's the 1-0. Swinging a line drive into center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Goes over to fielder to his right on 1 big hop. Springer's on everything tonight. That's a line drive single with 1 out here in the 5th.
Zuber Buick GMC sponsors double plays for charity, as you know. Get the real deal at Zuber with 2016 GMC Terrain. Very nice. $169 a month from Zuber Buick GMC. Go see those great folks. John Zuber, Michael Zuber, all of them. I can mention all their names. They're great folks. Nice area. Just tell them the old catcher said it. And buy a couple cars or trucks.
Buy a couple.
Yeah, might as well get two of them. Get a car and a truck.
Check some scores in the General RV scoreboard from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. Carlos Correa at the plate, man on, a man out. First pitch, short slider for a strike on the inside corner. Seattle beat the Yankees 3-2 for the 2nd straight day. Yankees offense has gone quiet. I saw where the Yankees were 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position today. King Felix walked 6 in 5 innings today.
Whoa, he did?
Yankees 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position and 3 for their last 46.
Oh,
ouch.
Ouch is right.
Sinking fastball off the plate in 1-1. Fernandez ended up getting the win, even he only went 5 innings in that game. Tampa's had an explosion of runs scoring today. 7 runs.
7 runs, that's a week's worth.
They cannot score. 7-2, Tampa leading Chicago in the 9th. The White Sox have won 6 straight. Toss over to first to drive Springer back. 2-1 Baltimore in Texas. Machado hit his 4th early in that game.
They can hit, can't they, the Birds?
We've got 20 home runs already, Jim. I mean, what? They might hit 270 home runs.
And, you know, in that ballpark.
Well, that's realistic, I think, for that team.
I agree.
That sounds like a ridiculous total, but they could.
That's right. Is the pitching going to be able to carry them, though?
My sense is no. My argument would be no.
Right.
It's a staff of low strikeout pitchers for the most part. I thought they really needed Gausman, and he's on the DL.
That's a good arm.
That's a power arm.
That is a true power arm.
And it's tough to win with a not necessarily a pitch to contact starting rotation, but a low strikeout total rotation. Sure. The whole rotation, it's becomes a little bit tough. Boos you here are for another throw over to first. Correa still waiting on a 2-1. Minnesota made it 2 straight.
How about that?
6-4 win over the Angels. There's the swing and a fly ball, right field deep. Trouble going back. J.D. tracking it, though. He'll make the catch on the warning track, about 1 giant step away from the wall. Correa made a bid. This crowd got excited, and off the bat, it did look good.
Yeah, it did. It just looks like, it reminds you a little bit of Yankee Stadium. You think that it's actually the fence is not going around, but it's going straight over.
From 326.
Yeah, so it's not that far.
Let's pause right now for station identification on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Rasmus takes a fastball from Justin up and away. Man on 2 outs. Tigers down 1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Oakland beat Kansas City 5-3.
Kansas City just doesn't like to lose.
They do not.
It gets them.
All their games seem to be within 1 or 2 runs.
That's right. I'm telling you.
Madsen got the save today. Doolittle has been their closer. Really, they're kind of sharing the closer duties. I saw Hosmer hit a home run off Doolittle last night that went about.
The lefty, huh?
Lefty on lefty.
Still going?
He just crushed it.
Put the buggy whip on it.
At nighttime in Oakland, that's not easy to do.
No, it's not.
Straightaway center. 1-0, swinging a foul out of play. 1-1 on Rasmus. Boston now 6-4 with a 4-2 win over Toronto. David Price with a strong start for his 2nd win.
They're going to like David up there.
I think he's going to be a big hit there for many years to come.
Yep. And he's got many dollars coming in for many years.
7-5 Cleveland over the Mets. Tomlin with a win. Cespedes, Granderson with home runs. Up and away with, I think, a slider that didn't do much. 2-1 on Colby Rasmus, who has struck out, grounded out. Justin Verlander trying to get out of the 5th inning. But if he can get Rasmus, his pitch count will still be in the mid-90s. Heading to the 6th inning. That's still on the high side.
But you know what? It hasn't been easy, but he's doing the job outside of that 1st inning.
Rasmus waiting on a 2-1. Justin's going to step off and just look Springer back to first.
He's been living dangerously, but it's coming up with the right pitch.
Pittsburgh trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. 4-0 lead over Milwaukee in the 7th inning. Washington's rolling. They've won 8 of 9. They've got a 7-1 lead over the Phillies in the 7th.
Watch out.
2-1, fastball. Just off the plate inside. Bryce Harper hit another home run.
He's pretty special.
That's 3 in 3 days, and he's got 5. Just getting heated up.
That home run he hit at Marchant Stadium over the
over
batter's eye might be the longest ball you've ever seen.
420 to straightaway center. Batter's eye is another 30 feet above the 8-foot ball, and it carried the batter's eye.
It kept going. It wasn't coming down.
3-1, swing and a miss. What a changeup. 82 was severe down and away action from the lefty. Atlanta trying to make it 2 in a row after losing 9 straight. 6-4 lead in Miami in the 6th inning.
They might have some more losing streaks.
San Francisco, L.A. later. Cincinnati beat St. Louis 9-8. Even when St. Louis loses, they score a ton of runs.
Yeah,
they
that's
scored
right.
14 yesterday, lost 9-8 today. The 3-2. Swinging a ground ball foul. Sizzles over by the Astros dugout. And the Cubs are 9-2 after a 6-2 win today. Jake Arrieta.
He's back,
Last year's Cy Young Award winner is already 3-0.
Actually, to see that ballpark, I guess they've done some more things to it since we were there.
Wrigley, nice new clubhouse for the Cubbies.
Yeah, aren't they supposed to build a clubhouse across the street?
Yeah, I believe it is across the street.
And you're underneath the tunnel to get to the ballpark?
3-2, swing and a miss. Another good changeup. Justin Verlander now dialing in some of his off-speed stuff to great effect. That's 8 strikeouts through 5.
That was a beauty.
We head to the 6th inning in Houston. At Minute Maid Field, Game 2 of a 3-game weekend series. The Houston Astros with a 3-2 lead over the Tigers. Castellanos, Saltalamacchia, and Ghost.
Get some run, boys, because Justin has really stepped up.
He has.
Hasn't been easy, but he's stepped up.
Lots of similarities to Mike Pelfrey's start yesterday. Yes. Castellanos takes a curveball for a strike. That's been a real weapon for Colin McHugh tonight.
Sure has. That's been his number one pitch by far.
The strike one. Off the plate inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch that he ditched in Colorado, as we mentioned. So imagine you've ditched it because of the altitude, and now you've got to re-find a pitch that was a big pitch for you.
And he did.
He certainly has. 1-1. Cutter off the plate away. 2 for 2 for Castellanos. It's been a good road trip so far for Nick. He is stinging the ball. He's got a lot of confidence standing at the plate.
He's been terrific. Just love it.
Arms up over his head. McHugh into his motion. The pitch, swinging a tap, fouled. His 2 hits tonight, both have been in 2-strike counts. A double in an 0-2 and a single in a 2-2. And that's impressive because when McHugh gets to a 2-strike count tonight, he's been deadly.
With that curveball.
With the curveball especially. Nick is the only one with a 2-strike hit. There's a swing and a line drive into left, sinking, and make it 3 for 3 for Nick Castellanos.
Think he read that coming?
Breaking ball down, drilled it into left, and Jim, last year Nick made his living off hitting left-handers. Didn't hit righties well at all with any consistency. It's early, but again, the good early signs, Nick Castellanos is hitting right-handers.
Yes, and that curveball, that was below the knees. He tracked it again with that leverage swing. Well, hopefully this is the sign of good things for Nick.
Leadoff single. Well, Saltalamacchia takes a pitch up and in. Castellanos was thrown out at third base, trying to stretch a double into a triple in the second. That might have cost the Tigers a run. You never really know how the inning would have played out after,
right.
But Saltalamacchia did double after.
Yeah, but if you get thrown out by 10 feet, that's not good base running.
Aggressive base running, one thing, and that's what Brad talked about in the spring. Use your intelligence. There's a strike, and all the different scenarios they put them through in the spring drills to think about when to go first to third.
Smart, aggressive base running.
Gauge where the outfielder is, which way he's running, what kind of arm does he have.
Either bullpen's getting busy.
Can't miss that motion, can you?
I was just going to say, Nishak, that's a no-doubter there.
There's a swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch away from Saltalamacchia. He falls behind 0-2. Broke his bat, but doubled his first time up. Struck out on 3 pitches his last time. 3 infielders on the right side. They just shift everybody over. So Valbuena, the third baseman, is basically playing short right now, and he shades up the middle. The outfield just about straight up on Saltalamacchia. The 1-2. Curveball low and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Saltalamacchia 4 for 19 with a couple of home runs. 8 RBIs already.
Watching James McCann work out, he's walking around like he's ready to go.
He said
they're going to have to sit on him.
He wanted to be ready when the 15 days were up. He's certainly acting that way,
I'm telling you, he is something. He's a horse.
Here's the 2-2. Swinging a fly ball down the right field line, deep in the corner, hooking. Will it stay fair? It's gone! A home run! He hit the foul pole. Third home run of the year for Jared Saltalamacchia. Gives the Tigers a 4-3 lead in the sixth.
Boy, Salty has been something. We just talked about James McCann. Salty hurt us. He said, I like playing every day. I'd say I didn't think he hit the ball that hard, but it tells you how strong he is. I don't think he got a good part of the bat, maybe on the trademark area, but because of the power swing, it had a lot of carry to it. And boy, it came down and hit right below the old chicken sign out there. Another home run hit off the foul pole.
One down the left field line.
You'll see that very often.
One down the right. You'll see it a couple times a year. And we've seen it twice tonight.
That's right.
How about that?
Big home runs for Salty. Take a home run. The party popped for over 100 years.
Ghost takes a pitch outside. Well, you like the swing starting in the second inning, and you kind of had a feeling this Tigers offense could erase this deficit. There's a fly ball that will slice foul and into the seats down the left field line, but boy, you couldn't be more impressed with Saltalamacchia's production. 10 RBIs and 20 at-bats.
That's terrific.
And 3 home runs.
So he and James, when James gets back, that could be a pretty good tandem there.
Saltalamacchia being paid the minimum by the Tigers this year. It's a heck of a minimum pickup.
Don't worry, though. He's getting paid millions from Miami.
There's a fastball strike.
So he's okay. Don't worry about him financially.
I don't think too many people were. 1-2 on Ghost.
I don't think Ghost like that.
4 runs on 10 hits for the Tigers. We're in the 6th inning. Shutout yesterday. The Tigers have come back with good swings throughout the night tonight. The 1-2, swinging a foul out of play. Well back third base side. Alex Wilson rejoined the Tigers today.
Good to have him back.
Buck Farmer went down. We thought he would.
But that's tough. But you know what? You like tough decisions, and it was a tough decision. But it was all about bodies.
Brad said it was his best outing last night. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a shot through the box up the middle. Backhanded by Altuve. Jump throw to first, and he got him. Oh, what a play by Jose Altuve.
Incredible play.
Ground ball hard up the middle. He backhanded it, and in one motion, turned, jumped, threw, 2 bouncer, and he got Ghost at first easily.
What athletic ability. And Ghost can run. You know that. That was a breaking ball. It looked like it almost hit the pitcher. And he ducked and a couple hopper, and White got into first base. And Ghost can motor. I'm surprised.
That brings out A.J. Hinch. He doesn't like the swings here in the 6th inning, and it looks like he's going to Neshek. That will be the end of the night for Colin McHugh. 3 good swings here in the 6th inning. A 2-run home run from Saltalamacchia has given the Tigers the 4-3 lead. I haven't seen the indication. There it is. A.J. Hinch now indicates, and that'll be the end of the night for McHugh. Tigers have taken the lead. 1 out in the 6th inning. Bases empty, and while the Astros go to their bullpen, we'll pause for these. Tigers have taken the lead here in the 6th inning on a Jared Saltalamacchia home run. Now Pat Neshek takes over on the mound.
Pitch change brought your neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers. 2 2/3 so far for this righty. 1 hit. That was a home run and 3 strikeouts, no walks. He's been around for quite a while, and his stuff, velocity-wise, got a little better last year. And had a little more sharpness to his breaking ball. It's unorthodox, but he's been around for a while.
He has.
He knows how to pitch.
Been a successful career 2.92 ERA for Pat Neshek. Jose Iglesias has a couple of hits in this game. Saltalamacchia leading the way with a double and a 2-run home run. Iglesias with a single and a double has scored a run. There's a fastball, changeup for a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a funky motion. If you've seen him, you know what I'm talking about. It's hard to describe. It's a herky-jerky.
Class of his own.
Full windup.
It's
drops the
deal.
hands. Looks like he's going to throw sidearm. It's not quite sidearm. It's a low 3/4 angle. There's a pitch low and outside, but it's got to be a little bit disconcerting if you're a batter who hasn't seen it before.
Yeah, you just got to forget about him and look for the ball out of his hand.
And there's fastball. It sinks low and inside. 3-1 on Iglesias. This is the guy who has had fantastic command the last couple of years, especially. St. Louis, he had a great year 2 years ago. Good year out of the bullpen for Houston last year. Walk rate below 2. There's a pitch outside. Iglesias didn't believe he'd just drawn a walk, but he did. He doesn't walk many.
If I remember right, he started with the Twins.
Oh, yeah.
Many years ago.
2 good years, a not so good year. I believe he had Tommy John because he didn't pitch in 2009, much of 2010. Revived his career really with Oakland. And then a big year with St. Louis in 2014 and went on the open market. And the Astros signed him to a pretty good deal. The setup men are starting to get the really good deals now in the open market in the offseason.
You know what? They're just important because if you don't have somebody to keep the game where it was, you don't need a closer.
Look at the contracts that Neshek has gotten, but O'Day this offseason, Ryan Madsen this offseason.
Well, that's right.
Setup men.
Yeah.
Kinsler takes a strike on the outside corner. First walk of every game brought to you by Plant Moran, Klein service that's unparalleled. Get on base at plantmoran.com. Neshek does a very good job stopping the opposing running game. There's a foul out of play. Quickly 0-2 on Ian, who's been very consistent, good swings throughout the first 9 games. He's been a little bit off tonight.
It's been the first game where he has not, doesn't look like he's seeing the ball quite well.
And that's pretty good when you're 10 games in. It's the first time you can say that. But boy, you never bet against him to come up with an at-bat late.
Absolutely not. That's right. Every day, Ian, what a player. 3
infielders on the left side for Kinsler, the 0-2. Swinging a fly ball, slicing down the right field line. Long run for Springer, and he will not get there. It hit at the base of the wall in foul territory. Still 0-2 on Kinsler. Really do like the look of this lineup, don't you, Jim? I mean, right after Kinsler, you've got thumpers coming up, starting with Upton and then Cabrera. Once Upton starts getting on base a little bit more, it's just going to be even more powerful.
Well, it's a heck of a lineup. You know, I mean, you compare that to the Astros, it's a lot better.
You think of it, the big 4, Upton, Cabrera, Martinez, have only combined for 17 RBIs so far.
Yeah.
And this offense has scored over 50 runs. There's a swing and a foul out of play.
I don't know of any other offense that has the potential that the Tiger offense has, especially with one swing of the bat turning the game around or winning the game. I mean, you know, you could go over all. You know, Baltimore's one thing, you know, especially in their ballpark. But I just think the combination of good hitters and good power hitters. The hitters, they're good hitters. They happen to hit home runs sometimes.
Still 0-2 on Ian. This will be the 5th pitch of the at-bat. Neshek works from the middle of the rubber. Sets the pitch. Swing and a miss. You get him with the fastball in.
Well, that little up to 90 with the little rising action on it. You know,
and on 2 outs, Tigers leading by 1. That brings up Justin Upton.
I was going to say, if Iglesias keeps it up, my goodness.
Hit 300 last year, and the thing that stands out early this year, again early, but just try to spot trends. He's walked already, Jim, 6 times, then struck out twice. He did not walk much, but if you get that batting average with the walks,
that's a good sign.
Tigers have put a lot of value in that number 9 hitter because if he's on, you're turning the lineup over for the big guys with men on base. And Iglesias certainly getting on base early in this 2016 season.
Again, I think the bat speed's gotten better. The quick bat.
(0-1) on Upton. Iglesias goes, throw down to second base, and will not be. Oh, they got him. Wow. Iglesias indicates that he was safe, and I won't be surprised if the Tigers challenge this. I thought to the naked eye, I thought he got there before the throw.
I thought his hands got in, yeah.
Unless the tag was as he went over the base, Jim, because I don't think there's any question he beat the throw. So it would be the 3rd out. The Astros are trying to head off the field, but we're going to wait.
No, they're going to check it out.
And they are going to challenge this call. We'll take a look. The throw was high. No question his hands got in.
He's safe, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought maybe he had kept the glove on his back as he slid over the bag. That's the only way I thought he would have been out, but he's easily in.
Yeah, the throw was high, and that was the difference.
This review might be as quick as the last one, which was 40 seconds. We've seen 3 different angles, and every time the hand is in.
Nothing against the umpires, but the umpire had a great look at that, and that's surprising. I think they do a great job, but
sometimes it can be tricky when the tag is on the, say, the leg and the hand is going in, but that was a tag right on the hand. Usually they get that call right every time.
Sure, that's a no-brainer.
The tricky one is when the tag is at, let's say, the trailing leg because the throws to the right field side of second, you're trying to judge whether he tagged him before the hand got in. But that one usually they get right. And he is indeed saved.
Absolutely. So
Brad and Matt Martin, 2 for 2 in their challenges tonight. First steal of the year for Jose Iglesias. It's all about the high throw.
See, that's the thing about catchers. I mean, you have to have a quick release, you have to have a good arm, but you have to have accuracy. You're talking about maybe a yard, 3/4 of a yard difference.
Yeah.
He's out. If it's a half a yard lower, he's out.
Sixth inning today brought to you by the Jack Demmer Automotive Group. Go in and discover the Demmer difference. It's a 1-1 count on Justin Upton. A single here could make it a 5-3 game. Fastball just outside. Boy, Neshek reacting visibly to the call that he did not get.
Can't blame him. He's got a little life on those pitches that he didn't have for a few years. I know it came back last year, but remember for a while it was kind of lazy stuff. But he created some good action lately.
Altuve keeping an eye on Iglesias at second, trying to shorten his lead. The pitch, swinging a foul out of play. And that speaks to the action right there. A 2-1 count. A pitch away, and Upton chased what would have been ball 3. Weekend series against the Astros brought to you in part by Wow Internet Phone and Cable. Astros scored 3 in the first, 2 home runs off Justin Verlander. The Tigers have scored single runs in the second, the fifth, 2 here in the sixth to take the lead 4-3. Up and down for Justin in the early innings, especially the first 3. Better the last 2. He has 8 strikeouts through 5.
It's really been some night for Justin. We thought after the first inning he wouldn't be around very long.
It was hard contact. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup.
Well, what a pitch, huh?
Upton strikes out. The Tigers take the lead on another Saltalamacchia home run. He's been incredible in the early going this year with 10 RBIs and 20 at-bats. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-3 Tigers over Houston. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. This year, Gordon Chevrolet in Garden City makes a $25 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Gordon Chevrolet, where they go the extra mile for you. Tigers had their first lead of the night. And this is where Justin Verlander usually takes the lead, runs with it, slams the door.
And, of course, they have the bullpen busy.
4 shutout innings since 3 runs in the first. Change-up, strike. Really just took a little off the fastball.
Well,
strike on the outside corner.
Had better movement, a little two-seamer.
Tigers trying to even up this series. They've lost 5 of their last 7 here in Houston. Tyler White leading off. He had a home run in the first inning. It was a good breaking ball for a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Tyler White.
Yep, he's made 2 perfect pitches.
Well, we think Pelfrey took something positive out of last night's 6-inning start after a shaky start, and it could be very much the same for Justin if he gets through 6 tonight especially. Swinging a little fly ball softly into right. He served it out to J.D. Martinez, who comes in and makes the catch moving toward the line. 1 up, 1 down here in the 6th inning. Tigers leading 4-3.
Hard pitching by Justin. Off balance. All he did was keep the ball in play for an easy fly ball.
Justin's pitch count right at 100. He threw 111 pitches in his last start. If he gets a couple of quick outs, does he get a chance to come back in the 7th, or do you think energy expended, he'll be done after 6?
I think a lot of energy expended, early on especially.
Boy, I like what we're seeing, I'll tell you that.
Well, this
change up outside.
Even though he struggled, he shows what he's all about.
There's a swing and a tap foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Michael Tucker at the plate. Kyle Ryan up in the bullpen. Preston Tucker at the plate.
Giles, a hard-throwing right-hander throwing for the Astros.
Left side of the infield shifts to the right on Tucker. Swinging a ground ball to Castellanos near short. He'll grab it, turn, throw. Didn't get him. Oh, man, was that close.
Boy, it sure was.
Heck of a play, shaded way up the middle. Castellanos lunged to his left, 360 spin through it, did everything right. And let's see if the Tigers challenge this one.
I'll tell you what, though, it was bang, bang. It looked to me like he did get the foot in before Miguel caught the ball.
Yep.
By an eyelash.
It was an eyelash.
Nice try by Nick.
Really a fine play. Infield hit for Preston Tucker. Man on, man out, sixth inning. Justin has not had a 1-2-3 inning today. He does have strikeouts in every inning today. 8 strikeouts, and I've got 6 as swinging third strikes.
Yes.
That's also a good sign. Fastball. That's got some movement back over the plate. Two-seamer off the plate, moves back onto the plate. Strike one to Gomez, bottom part of the order. The 6 through 9 hitters today have a bloop single, the infield single. Combined 2 for 9. The strike one. Slider misses low and outside. Gomez with that bloop single. Grounded out his first time up. After all the hard contact early, you've got Springer with a line drive single in the 5th. And really, Jim, that's the only hard hit ball since the good swings early.
Yeah, we thought after the first inning it was going to be a short night. But boy, did he get it together. He struggled, but got it together.
Hot shot, diving stop at third by Castellanos. Down to Kinza, one, relay to first. Double play. 5-4-3 around the horn. Justin clapping at the mound. Fine defensive play by Castellanos. Inning over. Thanks to some superb defense from the Tigers.
Yeah, big time double play. Donation to Jack's Place for Autism, donated by Zuber Buick GMC.
We played 6 in Houston. The Tigers lead at 4-3 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Every strikeout by a Tigers pitcher, $100 deposited into the University of Toledo's Strikeouts for Scholarships account, where motivated students can find opportunities to a greater degree. University of Toledo. What a fine job by Castellanos to start that inning-ending double play. Jim, you could see Cabrera was fired up. Justin's clapping into his mitt at the front of the mound. He loved it. That's a great way to end the inning after the infield hit.
Nick's doing it all.
3 for 3 night. 2 fine defensive plays in that inning. Ken Giles takes over on the mound for Houston here in the 7th with the Tigers leading 4-3.
Did you change about your neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers? Well, this is the young man that he's got the golden arm, 100, 101, whatever. But he's given up 3 home runs and 3 2/3, 4 hits, 5 runs, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. But this is the arm that they traded some good prospects for, and he's not closing.
5, count them, 5 players for Giles and another minor leaguer. There's a pitch in the dirt. Not that it's getting any attention after Vincent Velasquez had a no-walk, 16 strikeout game. I don't care if it's San Diego or not. That's a 16 strikeout game.
That could be a Little Sisters of the Poor. Are you kidding me? It doesn't matter.
So a little extra scrutiny on Giles, but his manager is saying, it's one of those flukish things. There's a fastball strike. He said there's nothing wrong with the stuff. He's made the 3 home runs, as you mentioned, equal the total from the last 2 years in 116 innings. But A.J. Hinch really feels like those 3 mistakes have been hit. Other than that, he's actually been quite good. It's not like he's been struggling the whole way. Swing and a miss. That's a wicked slider at 84.
Well, it's a legitimate big-time arm. And actually, the closer didn't take it lightly, Gregerson.
Oh, he made it clear that he wanted to still be the closer.
Yeah.
And he is. One's a power arm. One's a guy who just does not give up many hard hit balls. Luke Gregerson. Here's the 1-2 in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But this is the value, as we said, of setup men / closers. And this guy will be a closer in the not too distant future when you can extract 5. And as you said, some top prospects from the Astros for this 1 power arm. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball back to the mound. Grabbed by Giles. A run to first. Underhand to White. Miguel's 2 for 4 after the bounce out to the mound.
Well, one thing about it, when you face this, man, everything's going to be hard. There's no change-ups or silly pitches. It's a hard fastball, hard slider. We told you about the Indians coming to Motown, the 22nd through the 24th. Tickets are available. Just go to tickets.com or call 866-66-TIGER.
One out, that brings up Victor Martinez. The Tigers are now in order in the first inning against McHugh, and then had at least 2 base runners in every inning but one. There's a fly ball to left. Rasmus near the corner will make the catch. Victor doubled his first time up. Lazy fly ball there for out number 2 here in the 7th inning. But the Tigers had a lot of traffic on the base paths. Scored in the 2nd. Scored again in the 5th. 2 in the 6th inning from the guy who right now is leading this team in RBIs, Jared Saltalamacchia.
Yes, sir. Boy.
With the fewest number of at-bats, the most RBIs.
From the left side. And that ball was up in the zone. The other home runs were down in the zone, like he said. They threw it right into my wheelhouse.
There's a pitch in the dirt. 7th inning brought to you by Wallside Windows, Michigan's leader in replacement windows for 72 years. Pitch speeds are brought to you by X1 from Xfinity. It's going to change the way you experience sports. 1-0 on JD. Breaking balls in the dirt from the right-hander McHugh. Got him in his first 2 at-bats. Fastball the next time. Line drive here to right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Gomez over to field it on a couple of hops. JD will turn and hold. It's a good job. He's had a frustrating night at the plate. Looked like he got off speed there and dropped it into right center.
I was going to say, you think he's not thrilled that McHugh is out of the game? Because he's going to have nightmares about that curveball. McHugh had.
Struck out his first 3 times. Drops a line drive single into right center in at-bat number 4. That brings up Nick Castellanos. And this will be fun right here. Giles loves to throw the fastball. Nick's been all over first pitch fastballs lately.
Well, Nick's on fire.
As Wally Joyner said, word's going to spread. And it's going to change soon, you would think. But he's not going to see first pitch fastballs. Giles, first pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider down in the strike zone.
And a perfect slider, no less.
That's a sharp break. At 85 for a guy who throws upper 90s, triple digits. Justin Wilson getting ready in the bullpen. You think he's coming in, Jim? Do you think Justin talked his way to at least start the inning?
Well, I knowing Justin like we know him, he
lobbied.
He lobbied to get in. I'm just not sure.
Pitch counts at 106. There's a pitch in the dirt, gets away from Castro, and down to second goes J.D. Martinez. 106, Jim. I'm guessing probably not.
Yeah,
because of what we talked about, the pressure pitches early in the game.
The first 3 innings, he had to come up with good pitch after good pitch.
So Nick sees 2 sliders from Giles to start the at-bat. He could get beat by a fastball. Remember, early in the season last year, he was struggling getting to fastballs.
Well, because he saw so many sliders that he was slider crazy, and then they threw the high hard one by him.
The 1-1 slider in the dirt. Nick seeing the ball extremely well right now. One of the great mysteries in the sport is why you see it well some days, and it could be the very next day you don't see it well.
Normally it doesn't just last one day.
But you could be seeing it well for a week, right? And
yeah,
it looks
right.
big. And
well, listen, the greatest comment was by Maglio when I asked him how you see it. He said, the ball is big, but he said, don't go. It's slow also. I said, what? I never heard that before. Only from Maglio.
The year he hit 363.
He was something.
Altuve trying to shorten the lead of J.D. Martinez at second. 4-3 Tigers are in the 7th inning, trying to add to that lead with a 2-out hit. Castellanos waiting. The pitch and swinging a foul straight back. 96-mile-an-hour fastball riding up and away.
Where's the 100-mile-an-hour heater? What happened to that?
Well, we're looking for it.
Yeah, it hasn't come close.
J.D. having a conversation with his ex-teammate Altuve out there at second before he takes his lead. Altuve on the right field side of second, but shaded right up the middle. The outfield plays Castellanos almost straight up to go the opposite way slightly. 2-2, swing and a miss. That's a good slider down.
Yeah, you're not kidding. That was credit to the pitcher.
Nick was 3 for 3 in his first 3 at-bats. Strikes out here to end the 7th inning stretch time. in Houston. Tigers hold on to a 4-3 lead. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Good to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Justin Wilson takes over on the mound for Detroit.
Pitcher change brought you Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Visit Russ Melney, Ford Macomb. Think Ford first. Well, this is a lefty that's, you know he's going to have a good year. This is a strong arm, 4 1/3, couple of hits, a walk, and 7 strikeouts for this hard-throwing left-hander that really doesn't look like he's put much effort in it. But it is a strong fastball from 94 to 96. With good action at the plate.
Boy, he displayed a wipeout slider his last time out, too, didn't he?
And that's the pitch he worked on in the spring, and it paid off.
Tigers and Astros wrap up the series tomorrow. Anibal Sanchez against Mike Fiers. Anibal trying to go 3-0 with a win tomorrow. 2 o'clock start Michigan time. We're on the air at 1:45. On deck, brought to you by Northville Lumber, Michigan's best source for Trex decking and railing. Go to northvillelumber.com.
Then we head to Kansas City, baby.
Not that there's going to be much anticipation for that series.
That's going to be fun.
Tigers and Royals, 3 games at Kauffman Stadium. There's a pitch low and outside.
They can play, those Royals.
Just took 3 out of 4 from here in Houston. Won last night in Oakland, lost today.
Yeah, when they lose, it's like, wow, they lost.
That's how it feels right now. 95 wins and a World Series championship last year. There's a swing and a miss. That's that slider down and into a righty, down away to a lefty. And this is the left, or Gonzalez is pinch hitting. Marwin Gonzalez for Valbuena.
Well, it's that high arm angle that makes that effective from a lefty to a righty. You really wanted to go to the back ankle, a little below the knee.
That's one of the reasons he's tough on lefties and righties equally so. The 1-1 to Gonzalez, swinging a shot into left field, a base hit, hard ground ball to Castellanos left. Marwin Gonzalez with a leadoff single here in the 7th. He represents the potential tying run. We just haven't seen many base runners against Justin Wilson.
And I would say that was the best swing I think I've seen against him. He was setting a heater and he got it and didn't miss it.
Leadoff single. Gonzalez, not a base stealing threat. Wilson does a good job paying attention to the running game. Final line for Justin Verlander in the end was a good one.
Something else. That was Justin, what he's made of, boy. That's that bulldog in him.
Toss over to first to drive Gonzalez back. 6 innings, 3 runs, and 7 hits. 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, 6 of the 8 strikeouts on swinging third strikes.
I mean, after those long innings, how he finished the last 3 innings was magnificent.
Final line brought to you by Auto Value Parts Stores, where service is the difference. Lefty on lefty. Castro ground ball to second base. Kinsler will go down to second for 1. Iglesias relay back to first. They turn the double play. 4-6-3 on the soft ground ball off the bat of Castro.
Yeah, they lead the world, I think, in double plays, and that's a credit to the Tiger pitching staff, but also the good quickness and the good agility of the Tiger infield to pull off so many double plays.
They really have got to know each other well, haven't they, Jim Kinsler and Iglesias, in terms of the throws they make to each other?
I just think Kinsler is just so special that he makes this infield go, in my opinion.
When there's an expectation of a double play, the Tigers turn it.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are teams that you have an expectation of a double play on a ground ball and they don't turn it. But the Tigers are very efficient at turning the double play. And some ground balls that you wouldn't expect a double play. Swing and a miss by Altuve, but it has rescued them time and again the last 2 days here in Houston.
And by the way, donation to Jack's Place for Autism, donated by Zuber Buick GMC. I love it. Helping that great charity.
3 double plays turned yesterday, 2 today. The Tigers are second in the American League in double plays turned. There's a swing and a miss. Sometimes it just means you have a bad pitching staff. That's not the case with this team.
Yeah,
because there are so many base runners.
That's right.
But the Tigers have a knack for getting ground balls with men on, and they are very efficient at turning the double play. 4-3 Tigers are in the bottom of the seventh inning. Bases empty, 2 outs, and 0-2 on Altuve. Wilson works from the stretch. Third base side of the rubber. Sets the 0-2. Fastball up.
Oh, boy.
Altuve lays off. 1 for 2 plus a walk for Jose Altuve in the game tonight. 3 hits for Springer. A home run for White. A home run for Springer. 3 harmless singles at the bottom of the order for Tucker, Gomez, and the pinch hitter Gonzalez.
After that first inning, you thought it was going to be a short night for Justin and the Tigers. But boy, did he turn it around.
The 1-2. Check swing and a pitch in the dirt. He went too far. Saltalamacchia will scoop it up, tag him out, complete the strikeout. Another good inning for Justin Wilson.
That's what he does.
We played 7 in Houston. 4-3 Tigers on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
So
text your SVS Vision player of the game now to 97136. Text the letters SVS and the complete player's name. 8th inning, 4-3, Tigers on top. 30,013.
Wow.
For game 2 of this 3-game series. Attendance brought to you by Fraser Forklifts, your home for commercial and industrial equipment. Will Harris is the new pitcher for the Astros.
Did you change about your neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers? Well, for this right-hander, 5 1/3 so far. 3 hits, a run, a walk, 5 strikeouts. Let's get some add-on runs, boys.
This was a very good, much improved bullpen last year. Kansas City remains the gold standard for bullpens right now.
They have the ticket.
Saw they did it again last night. They just roll out the big 3 at the end of games.
Lights out.
Ventura, Soria, Davis. There's a swing and a foul. That's their big 3 now. Don't forget about Luke Hochevar, though. It's really kind of a big 4 because Hochevar is still quite good in that reliever role.
He is.
Soria looks like he's back on track. Remember, he finished the year strong with Pittsburgh. He actually was good for Detroit until they traded him to Pittsburgh. He's revived his career.
What's the comfort zone there? That's they're the ones that took a
Discovered
chance
him.
on him out of the Mexican League.
Saltalamacchia waiting on a strike 1. Another big hit for Jared Saltalamacchia. Think of the hits that he's gotten and how big they've been, Jim. I mean, the 4 RBIs in Miami helped the Tigers to a win. The grand slam in Pittsburgh delivered the win.
Right.
And tonight, a 2-run home run that turns a 3-2 deficit into a 4-3 lead. Swing and a miss.
No doubt about
it. Heck of a curveball.
You know, you can say, the guy did this, but when did he get those hits?
That's right.
That's the thing you love to look at, and how you hit with men on base. Early in the game, late in the game. But like you said, big hits at the right time.
Again, not a big power arm, but a guy who gets a strikeout an inning. Will Harris, his best year in the major leagues was with Houston last year. 1-2, swinging a fly ball left field. Not deep. Coming in is Kobe Rasmussen straight away left to make the catch on a soft fly ball. 1 out here in the 8th inning. Tigers leading 4-3.
Now, boys, get some more now. Let's, we like those insurance runs.
Our 8th inning today, brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Comerica customers can enjoy a VIP experience at Tigers home games this year. Visit Comerica.com/yourpark for details. Anthony Gose is 0 for 3 tonight. Iglesias waiting on deck. Tigers trying to add on. They've done a very good job adding on in the late innings of games this year. There's a strike on the outside corner to Gose, who struck out twice against McHugh. Last time up, hit a rocket up the middle, and Jose Altuve simply took a hit away in shallow center field.
No way that he should have been thrown out.
Curveball check swing. Did he go? Ooh, he did not. Jim, it looked like watching the replay that he was thinking single and therefore was going to round first, and he took a wide path.
And that's why he was thrown out.
And that's why he was thrown out. He was starting to bow outside of that straight path to the bag because he thought it'd be in shallow center and he might be able to leg out 2. Here's a ground ball past a diving Marwin Gonzalez at third base down the left field line. Anthony Gose punches it the opposite way for his first hit of the night. He's hit the ball hard twice.
It was not a very good approach by the third sacker there, was it?
I ate him up a little bit, but he was in tight, Jimmy.
Yeah, no, I wasn't hit that hard. Nick would have ate that play up. That's right, Nick is on fire, baby.
He's had a good game defensively, plus 3 hits. Jose Iglesias has had another good night at the plate.
Long ball, yeah.
10 for 29 this season for Iglesias. 6 walks, 2 strikeouts stands out. Man on, a man out. Will Harris will flip one over to first.
Looks like White got his first baseman's glove back. Remember, he had another one that was two-toned, and the original one was black. And
every team has somebody who's a good glove doctor.
Is he one of the trainers?
Doug Teeter is the Tigers' glove doctor. He's one of the best.
Is that right?
Yes.
Really? I never heard that before.
Players give him their gloves and re-stitches them. There's his flip over to first.
That's been around for a long time.
And you appreciate the good ones, though, don't you?
Yeah, but they have so many gloves nowadays that it doesn't matter how many, if it gets a little dirty, give me a new glove.
Crowd oohed and awed, but Ghost was back in easily. This is a reliever you can run on. 7 steals, nobody caught stealing. That's a lot of steals allowed by a reliever. Ghost has a short, cautious lead. Now he edges off a little bit more. He's going to draw another throw. That one bounced. White grabbed it.
Boy, think about that. That error by White stands ball big now, doesn't it?
Back in the 5th inning, it allowed the Tigers to pull to within 3-2. Throw that was a little above knee high and went right through the webbing of his glove.
So it's his glove's fault.
Seems only fair.
Right.
In at the corners, middle of the infield, double play depth. Iglesias still waiting on the first offering. On the way, high and tight, not close. Fastball up and in. It really is interesting in this day of power arms in the bullpen. Almost every staff has a power arm in the rotation. The Astros have a dearth of hard throwers other than Giles.
Yeah, they needed to get some better arms out there.
Not that they're not effective, but again, there's just less margin for error. Next pitch, fastball at 90, up and away. 2-0 now on Jose Iglesias. He's staying in the strike zone better, isn't he, Jim?
He is. I tell you, again, it's a quick bat. He's not spinning on the ball at all. By that I mean the upper body spinning off the ball instead of staying through the zone.
Now he's got that good hitter's count, 2-0. Ghost edges off. Harris delivers. Strike on the inside corner. 2-1 on Iglesias. Ground ball single into center back in the 3rd inning. Line drive double to the gap in left center. Rasmus now shading a little more toward left center out in left field. Gomez in center plays fairly shallow, and he's shaded toward right center. 4 runs, 12 hits for the Tigers. 3 runs, 8 hits for the Astros. Iglesias waiting. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, strike 2.
Well, that would look like a McHugh curveball.
Pretty darn good. That's the high strike, but I think that's a good call, even though that's the upper regions of the strike zone.
It didn't, because Iglesias is short, so that's why it looked like it was high.
Another flip over to first. Upper regions of the strike zone, umpires will tell you, it's that lead elbow for a hitter when he's in his hitting position. That's kind of the general what they're looking at. And that's generally about a ball's width above the belt. That's the high strike. There's a swing and a ground ball wide at third. Gonzalez will back up, play the big hop to Altuve. One relay to first, pulled. White looked like a good hard slide at second by Ghost. Might have forced the bad throw by Altuve. It's a man at first. 2 outs now for Ian Kinsler.
No, I think what did it was he had to get rid of the ball quickly to get him at first, and he got across the bag awfully quick and just got rid of the ball a little too quickly. But he knew he had to double him up. He had to do something a little bit faster.
2 outs, a man on. Kinsler's 0 for 4, which means he's due. He's had very consistent swings through the first 9 games. He's hitting .350 through 40 at-bats coming in. 3 infielders on the left side. The outfield plays him to go the opposite way. Gomez shades to right center. Rasmus will shade a little bit toward the gap in left center. 2 fly balls, a strikeout and a ground out for Ian tonight. Has not hit the ball hard. First pitch fastball near the outside corner for a called strike.
Apparently close enough.
4-3 Tigers. Will Harris works on the third base side of the rubber. Right-hander sets, holds the glove above the belt when he sets. Holds it an extra beat to strike one. Swinging a ground ball, base it into right center. Iglesias will head over to third. Up with the ball is Gomez. He'll get it in the middle of the infield. Ian Kinsler with a solid ground ball single. We've seen him beat the shift a couple of times this year with ground balls like that.
Well, that's when you're having a good year. You know, he's 0 for 4, but he found a way to get a base hit, you know, at late in the ball game. Help hopefully get a couple insurance runs. Stay through the zone.
Runners at the corners for Justin Upton.
He's due to spank one, isn't he?
Overdue, I would say. His one home run this year was a memorable one to straightaway center at Comerica Park. So far, one home run, 45 at-bats for Justin Upton. First pitch, fastball up. Started his swing, stopped. Ball one.
Looks like a pretty good pitch, boy.
Will Smith wants to know where that was.
And the home dugout. I think it's a strike.
Had to be a foul tip, Jim. That's what they were asking about. And Justin Upton indicates to the dugout that they got the call right. So it is strike one on Upton. He did not go too far. I mean, he really checked his swing in time, but it must have been a foul tip. Yep.
It was a nip. Foul nip.
Foul nip. Now the strike one. Check swing and a breaking ball in the dirt. And, he did not go. 1 ball, 1 strike. 0 for 4 for Upton tonight. He has struck out twice. Fly ball to right. And he also reached on an error. Big error in the 5th inning. Turned out to be an earned run, but it was a big error that helped the Tigers make it 3-2. Iglesias coming down the line at third. Kinsler's short, cautious lead at first. The pitch from Harris. Swing and a miss.
How many breaking balls has Castro, the catcher, come up with in this game tonight?
Many blocks sliding to his right.
Boy.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Lots of swings and misses so far this season for Upton. 17 strikeouts in his 45 at-bats. Close stance from the right side. Upright, knee slightly bent. Cocks the bat high over the right shoulder. The 1-2. Breaking ball, strike 3. Oh, man, Upton didn't like the call.
I can't blame him at all. My goodness.
Called third strike, ends the 8th. The Tigers stray in 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Tigers lead at 4-3 over the Astros as we go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-3 Tigers. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. 4-3 Tigers to go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers radio network. 4-3 Tigers. Mark Lowe takes over on the mound to protect this 4-3 lead in the 8th.
Pitcher change brought to you Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Visit Russ Mildy, Ford McComb. Think Ford first. Well, last time out against Pittsburgh. A couple days ago, inning and a third, 3 hits, and boy, it has not been easy for this right-hander. 5 1/3 overall, 3 runs, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts. His stuff is better than that. It's not been too good.
Slider has not been a swing and miss pitch lately, has it? First pitch, ground ball up the middle to his left. Iglesias has it behind second. Plants throws, and he just got Springer. He gets down that line pretty quickly. 1 up and 1 down on 1 ground ball.
Like it. See that? Get two more like that.
This is a good arm, low walks, high strikeouts, Mark Lowe. He's had some good outings, but he's been a little more hittable in his last couple of outings.
Yep, the arm is good.
K-Rod really, I'm not sure he's the source of worry right now, but Jim, right now, the ball's not coming out of his hand like he wants it to.
I think there is a source of worry. You know, it's his pitches, they've been reading his pitches, and I said this at the time. I thought he overthrew the changeup.
In that first outing especially. There's a fastball for a strike right over the heart of the plate to Carlos Correa. That's a fastball that moved back over. Mark Lowe works over on the first base side of the rubber. From the stretch, sets, holds the glove high when he sets. There's the slider low and away. Hitters have been able to read that slider, it seems, and lay off it pretty easily in some of his recent outings. That's a big pitch for him.
Yeah, it doesn't have the sharpness that he normally has that you need for that type of pitch.
Saltalamacchia is setting up low and away. The 1-1. Slider low and outside. 2-1. This is the heart of the order for Houston. If Mark Lowe can work a 1-2-3-8, K-Rod would face 5, 6, 7 hitters in the ninth. Correa is 0 for 2 plus a walk tonight. 2-1. Ground ball to short. Nice big hop for Iglesias. Has it. Plants. Throws. Good strong throw to Cabrera. 2 up, 2 down on 2 ground balls.
Play Pepper with a shortstop. That's not all bad.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. Bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Tigers. DTE Energy wants to thank fans for their continued support this season. Thanks for listening to the Tigers Radio Network and for your support of Michigan-based companies such as DTE Energy. Good inning for Justin Wilson, and now the first 2 retired by Mark Lowe here in the 8th. The thing that stands out about Wilson is he delivers a pitch outside. Lowe does. Very efficient innings, Jim. Low pitch counts, and he gets through the innings quickly.
He does. Well, first of all, he has a great arm, and he knows that. And he uses it the right way. He challenges the hitters.
Rasmus faces the shift. 3 infielders on the right side. Castellanos on the outfield grass.
Yeah, to have a left-handed arm like that is pretty special out of the pen.
Slider misses backdoor to Rasmus. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a swing and a foul back to the screen. That's a good slider. 1-2. Tigers are down 3-0. 5 batters in. Justin Verlander gave up a sharp single, a home run. Struck out 2, gave up another home run.
Thought it was going to be a long night.
Disastrous start for a guy who's coming off a start where he gave up 7. And then he finished strong. Very similar to what Pelfrey did yesterday, although Pelfrey didn't give up 2 home runs. He only gave up 1 run. Fastball, strike 3 on the outside corner.
Perfect pitch.
Fastball grabs the outside corner, a called third. Gets Colby Rasmus and ends the 8th. We're headed to the 9th in Houston. 4-3 Tigers on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Tigers hold on to a 4-3 lead over the Astros, trying to even up this series at a game apiece. Josh Fields takes over on the mound for Houston.
Pitch change, Butcher Neighborhood, Michigan. 4 dealers for this right-hander. 7 hits in 5 of the third and 5 earned runs. 1 home run. Walk, 7 strikeouts. Now I'm going to ask again for some add-on runs, boys.
Tigers have been pretty good at that. Heart of the order coming up. Cabrera, Martinez. First pitch curveball. Outside. Lots of sliders, curveballs to go with his fastball. It's one of the more power arms. Not a big power arm, but
it's got a little hop on it. Yeah.
94 mile an hour fastball is his average fastball. It stands out in this bullpen. The 1-0-2 Cabrera, swing and a foul. That was a slider that hung over the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Miguel 2 for 4 in the game tonight. 2-run home run from Jared Saltalamacchia in the 6th inning, his 3rd of the year. RBIs 9 and 10. And the Tigers went from being down 3-2 to taking the 4-3 lead. The 1-1. Curveball on the inside corner for a called strike.
That was in his wheelhouse right there. Could have pulled the trigger.
Former first-round pick by the Mariners in 2008. Fields has been traded a couple of times. Line drive, base hit into center field. Altuve was shaded up the middle, but Miguel hit a line drive right by him on a 1-2 pitch, his 3rd hit of the night.
He just slapped that baby, didn't he? Here we go. He's going to get on a roll starting tonight. The big man.
Leadoff man on. Tigers have had base runners in every inning except the first. and at least one hit in every inning since the first. That's their 14th hit of the night. Martinez 1 for 4, doubled in the second inning, scored a run. 3 infielders on the right side. Marwin Gonzalez, the third baseman, is the lone infielder on the left side, with Carlos Correa, the shortstop, just to the right of second. First pitch, fastball 94 for a strike.
That's a good hop to it at the plate. Good movement.
Afternoon game tomorrow wraps up this 3-game series. First of 2 meetings between the Tigers and Astros this year. Sanchez against Mike Fiers. The road trip, the 3-city road trip, ends in KC with a 3-game series starting Tuesday. Breaking ball strike on the outside corner quickly. No balls, 2 strikes on Victor Martinez. Gomez in center, shades toward left center. Everybody pretty deep in the outfield. The 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt.
Boy, oh boy.
Talking about how hot starts can get magnified and get a lot of attention. Couldn't help but note that this day in Tigers history, Jim, Chris Shelton became the first player in American League history to hit 8 home runs in his team's first 12 games on this date.
Yep.
10 years ago. He was a sensation.
We talked about him the other day. Yeah.
A sensation. 8 home runs in 12 games to start the year, and soon after,
he's gone.
He could not hit.
He and Brennan Bosch were 2 of the big mysteries that
of
I
all
remember.
time.
Yep.
The 1-2. Swinging a drive to center field. That one's deep. Gomez on the run, still going. It's over his head. Up onto Tails Hill and straight away center. Miguel Cabrera is being waved around third. The throw to the plate is well up line. A long double for Victor Martinez. And the Tigers add on a run and lead 5-3 in the 9th.
Well, they heard me. Wanted another run. And that ball was a bullet off the bat of Martinez. Good to see Miguel run those bases like that. And Gomez, I don't think Gomez realized how hard that ball was hit. It was a ball off the plate away. And Martinez likes a pitch like that where he can extend the arms, generates that power. Gomez had to chase it down. He thought he was going to make the play, but he could not make that play. Watch it. What I'd love to see is Miguel picking him up and laying him down, baby. Coming into home plate, just get out of my way.
Listen to the chants. Let's go Tigers here in Houston.
They're everywhere.
5-3 Tigers in the 9th. A 15-hit attack a day after getting shut out. Slider misses inside to J.D. Martinez.
Tigers' offense has been good all year except for last night. And this offense here hasn't been hot at all, talking about the Astros.
Tigers trying to make it a 7-3 start with a win here tonight. The 1-0. Fastball up and in. 2-0 on J.D. 3 strikeouts and then a line drive single. His last time up, Castellanos is waiting on deck. He's got 3 hits tonight.
Verhagen starting to throw 2 besides K-Rod, just in case they add on another run. Or 2.
2-0 pitch. Swinging a fly ball to center deep, but this time Gomez will go back, make the catch in deep straightaway center. J.D. Martinez hit it hard. It's the first out here in the 9th. Now, Jim, he was gesturing as he went down to first. Do you think he was surprised that ball didn't go farther, or?
Talking about J.D.?
Yeah. Kind of had his hands up in the air.
Well, that he hit it right. I would think
Yeah.
they didn't hit it in the gap or something.
That's a hard hit ball for the first out here in the 9th inning. Brings up Nick Castellanos. 3 infielders on the left side. Altuve, the second baseman, just to the left of second base. First pitch off speed and away. Ball 1 on Nick. Double and 2 singles. Double in the second inning drove home a run. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball.
That's unusual. That is, you tip your hat to the pitcher because he's been hot hitting heaters and he could not catch up with that one.
Yeah, there hasn't been a heater that he hasn't been able to hit so far this year.
So you got to give credit sometimes. Ted Williams never did. He just said they were stupid.
2 outs, the man on second, a run in. Our ninth inning today is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations, but a bank can be. When it's time, go to Comerica. Jared Saltalamacchia is 2 for 4 today, batting lefty against the righty. Swinging a line drive, glove by Tyler White in foul territory. Another good swing from Saltalamacchia. It's the third out here in the ninth. We head to the bottom of the ninth inning. Tigers add a run. 5-3 Tigers. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Bottom of the ninth inning at Minute Maid Field in Houston. Tigers down 3-0 in the first. Have come back to take a 5-3 lead to the bottom of the ninth inning, and Francisco Rodriguez takes over on the mound.
Pitching change brought you Southeast Michigan Ford News as Russ Milne, Ford and McComb think Ford. Well, so far he's a couple saves, 4 to third innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. So we shall see.
38 for 40 in saves last year, 44 for 49 the year before. If you're above 90% with your save percentage, you're among the elite. This is one of the elite.
Yes, sir, Bob.
He's just not throwing the ball as well as we know he can in the early going here in 2016. Andrew Romine takes over at third base defensively for the Tigers. First pitch, fastball low and outside. I was looking at the separation, Jim, between his fastball and his changeup because it doesn't seem like much, and it's not.
No, it's not.
6 miles an hour this year, but it's the exact same as last year.
Yeah.
6 miles an hour difference.
That's the way it was.
So it worked last year, just he's not getting the swings and misses this year. There's a strike.
Well, it is. It's high. It's 88 to 90. I haven't seen 91 yet, but
no.
You know, he's got 3 pitches, and I just think he's overthrown the changeup. Then I read something where he said he felt he overthrew the changeup.
Should he throw the fastball more, even though it is 88, 89?
I think so, yes. That'll make the changeup that much better.
Here's the 1-1. Swinging a fly ball softly to center field. Coming in goes to make the catch. So 3 straight fastballs to White.
See, because they're going up there, you know, getting the word on here's what he's been throwing. You know, you're going to get some changeups. You know, secondary pitch will be the fastball and the breaking ball. So cross it up, and good things can happen maybe.
Swinging a ground ball softly to first. Gathered up by Cabrera. Underhand flip leads Rodriguez to the bag. 2 up and 2 down here in the ninth.
All right, boys.
And the strikeout rate has stayed high. Now the 3-1. Swing and a pop-up. This should do it. Shallow right field. Backpedaling Kinsler. Martinez comes in and makes the catch. K-Rod does the job. A 1-2-3 ninth. And the Tigers even up the series here in Houston.
Good job, boys.
Justin Verlander battled through 6, and he gets the win. The Tigers' offense was strong right from the get-go tonight. A 15-hit attack, and the add-on runs late. Our final score here in Houston, the Detroit Tigers 5, and the Houston Astros 3. 30,000 filing out of Minute Maid Field. They've just seen their Astros beaten by the Tigers, although there were a few Tigers fans here tonight.
Yes,
you can hear the chants of Let's Go Tigers late in the game.
Absolutely love it.
Stat of the game is brought to you by Dunham Sports. Big names, lower prices, delivering value since 1937. Tigers win at 5-3 here in Houston. And, Jim, I'll pick the stat of the game having to do with Justin. It had to do with Justin Verlander because he really was the story coming out of this game.
He was.
6 batters reached the first 12, including some really hard-hit balls and 2 home runs. Only 3 of the final 13 batters reached, and maybe 1 hard-hit ball. It was a complete turnaround, and those last 3 innings, even though there were base runners in each inning, he looked like that guy who was in full command again.
Absolutely. I think that's a perfect way to say it, because after that first inning, you thought, hey, this is going to be a slaughter, the way they were in the batter's box and swinging the ball with 3 runs. But that was it. He shut the door. We've seen that many, many times before. Not that he gave up 3 runs in 1 inning and 2 home runs, but we have seen him do this time and time again. And that gives you a good feeling about what can happen now, because to me, he's back. Justin is back. He's a bulldog. You know, he's not the 100-mile-an-hour pitcher he used to be, but he's the pitcher with good secondary pitches that can really lead the staff.
And early on, he was really fighting it. He didn't have a good curveball. I mean, we saw some, but an inconsistent curveball, inconsistent slider, no changeup. And then that changeup became a real weapon. and the occasional slider curveball became a weapon the last 3 innings.
And it became, best way I like to say is Justin Verlander dug deep and discovered what he's been all about as a major league pitcher, one of the best in the game.
Have to mention the way the bullpen ran out there. This is really one of the first times we've seen it run out there this smoothly.
That's right.
1 inning at a time, Wilson, Lowe, K-Rod. We're expecting to see that a lot this year. It's been a little shaky in the early going in terms of getting all 3 to have a good night. All 3 had a good night tonight.
That might be the steps now with Justin leading the way and then the bullpen. Could be the right steps.
Good win for the Tigers here tonight. 15-hit attack, and they win at 5-3. Stay with us. More postgame coming up after this on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 3 big hit of the game brought to you by McDonald's. You can play McDonald's Monopoly game through April the 25th. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents. You can see the official rules at participating McDonald's or online at mcd.com. We'll pair this with the RBI leaderboard brought to you by Bill Brown Ford, celebrating 75 years of selling cars in Metro Detroit. Bill Brown Ford in Livonia, because the big night. You have to mention Nick Castellanos with 3 hits his first 3 at-bats and an RBI, but Jared Saltalamacchia is lending a lot to the bottom part of the order, filling in for James McCann, and he has provided some of the biggest hits through the first 10 games of the season. 2-run home run in the 6th inning allowed the Tigers to erase a 3-2 lead, take a 4-3 lead, go on to the 5-3 win, and impressively in 22 at-bats, Jared Saltalamacchia has 5 hits, 3 home runs, 2 doubles, and 10 RBIs. It's been an incredibly valuable pickup from the offseason. Jared Salta won while McCann's on the DL. Tigers, good win. 5-3 over the Astros here at Minute Maid Field. Game recap is coming up next.